Hello everyone, welcome back to another Tomato Sauce stream. Today we're going to be playing some dinosaurs because we've been waiting for dinosaurs for so long. We played them last time. We did make a couple of little mistakes, but I think a big part of that is going to be learning our deck, which I think we kind of have a grasp on now. We kind of understand how all of our cards work and how we're supposed to use them. So now a big part of it is going to be more about learning what the rest of the decks do, where to interrupt them, etc, etc. That is going to be the plan. Other than that, we want to talk about our top 10 Go Rush duels. I think that's always exciting. I think especially because the anime is concluded, we want to kind of keep the anime around a little bit. I've always been... I get a lot more invested into a card game that has an adjacent anime, right? So that's why I got into Yu-Gi-Oh! In the first place, is because I really liked the show, right? I really liked GX, so we kept playing through that. We really liked 5D, so we kept playing through that. And then we actually ended up stopping playing in 5Ds. And a big part of that might be because we didn't really like the start of Zexal. So, but now that Go Rush has concluded, I'm a little bit concerned that I might not be as into the game now there isn't an anime attached to it, which is going to be a little bit sad because, again, I think I'll be fine, right? I think I'll still enjoy the game because I still have enjoyed the game up to this point, and I enjoy all the decks that are like non-anime decks anyway, so it's like it's going to be fine either way, right? But I do find myself getting more attached to games because I can watch the anime and I go, I like that character in the anime, that character's deck is really cool, I want to play that character's deck in the card game, right? So it's like, we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens. But let's see who we have in the chat. We have Gunkin, Suship, Shari. Welcome, my friend. We have Hikari, who got in with the first. We got Whistling Bird. It is the Tomato Sauce. True. We have Luis Fernando. Really, why VRAINS? So the only two shows I haven't watched, Zexal and VRAINS, right? Or Zeal. I know some people like to get the pronunciation correct or whatever. But Zexal, I've seen some of, right? I've seen all of the Kaito duels. So like I've seen some of it, and I will go back and watch that afterwards. But I basically kind of threw it at, you know, the community, and I was like, which one should I watch? And the overwhelming majority said VRAINS. A lot of people were like, VRAINS is better than Zexal, VRAINS. And so I was like, okay, I mean, I'm down. I had originally intended to do Zexal first, because I think going from Zexal to VRAINS feels like it would be an easier transition than going from VRAINS to Zexal, because theoretically we're going to get, like, big Link slop combo decks, and then we're going to go back to VRAINS, where we're just, again, like, overlaying, like, once or twice per turn, maybe using a rank up magic, and that's kind of going to be the extent of how, like, how intricate the duels get. So it'll be interesting to see what actually happens when we do that. But we have started VRAINS. So far, VRAINS is fine. So far, bear in mind, we're 7 episodes deep, so we're not deep in. It is fine. It's not good. It's not great, I wouldn't say. I think a big part of that, though, is we've barely gotten to know any of the characters yet. We've barely started playing duels, right? Like, the duels so far is like, Link monsters can't go into defense position. Whoa! Right, that's kind of the extent of how the duels have gone so far. I think as we go forward, as we get into like another 10 episodes or so, I think it will ramp up. I think the complexity will go there. I think the duels will become more interesting. Because as is right now, it was kind of like, we could watch it, and then we could exactly foretell what was exactly going to happen because the lines were so unbelievably simple, right? Link monsters can't go into defense. I know, it's crazy. They're like maximum monsters. They also don't have defense points, just like maximum monsters. Or at least maximum monsters that are in maximum mode. But yeah, that's the logistics. That's why we said why we were going to watch VRAINS first. So far, the highlights of VRAINS are Revolver and Spectre. They are the most interesting characters to me at the moment. They both have this like kind of creepy air about them. They're both like clearly antagonistic. I would say the worst part of VRAINS so far is Playmaker, because he is so boring. At least so far, he has done like nothing. Followed by probably Akiza, whatever his name is, the Tindangle guy. He's also very boring. So, I like Blue Angel as well. Blue Angel so far has just kind of come in and kind of just thrown the gauntlet and is being rebellious, and we don't really have a lot of context behind it. And her very first duel that we see is her immediately getting like gaslit and then controlled by someone else, which I think is a really boring way to introduce that character. Like, I think of like Alexis Rhodes, I think of Akiza, like the other female protagonists, and I feel like they got a better introduction, especially like a better introduction duel than Blue Angels, personally. Unfollow, unsub. VRAINS non-believers. Hello, Pro-Manicist. Welcome, welcome. VRAINS had good character progression. I mean, that's good, right? Because again, we're right at the start. So, like, I wasn't expecting, you know, firing all cylinders right off the bat. I think when we see Revolver Duel, I think because they're building up to it, they're not just immediately giving it to us straight away. It's going to be really hype. I think the first, like, Playmaker Revolver Duel should be really interesting, and that's what, like, I'm kind of waiting for at this point. VRAINS has Soulburner. So, again, we haven't even been introduced to Soulburner yet, so I don't know when he gets introduced to the story, if he's going to be, like, a Season 2 character, or if he's going to be introduced very soon. Yusaku is good from the beginning. Yusaku is... Alright, so he comes across as emotionless, right? Now, clearly he's not. He's got this, like, revenge plot going on. He is not trying to... He's not trying to have fun, right? The very first thing he does, the very first thing we see him do, is fighting the Knights of... whatever they're called. Knights of Hanoi. He is just, like, going around, like, picking them off, like he's PvPing, right? He's going around ganking motherfuckers. Then, after that, the next thing he does is finds out that everyone's trying to get this AI, and he goes, if I get that AI, that'll give me, like, a bargaining chip, as well as potentially... I could use it to, like, fight back. So he immediately goes and does that. Every time he duels, he just feels like he's grumpy. Like he's just not having a good time whatsoever. And again, that's built into the arc of the character, right? His whole thing is, I hate the Knights of Hanoi, but also I don't really like the Soul, or whatever it is. So he kind of hates everyone. But we don't really understand why, because he's got, like, pseudo-amnesia, I think. Yusaku can count to 3. He does it all the time. He does do that. He does do that, to be fair. Yusaku is vanilla. Then he gets a lot of character development and still remains quite stoic. I think that's the thing, right? Where in OG Yu-Gi-Oh!, right? Very, very, like, DM. Yami Yugi, or Atem, was very much the same, right? Yami Yugi is very much, I'm perfect. I'm serious all the time. I never lose. I'm a badass. And I think that can work if we have things to bounce off of. Right now, we just have I to bounce off of. And I is doing all of the heavy lifting in that relationship, right? He is so charismatic by comparison. And, like, he is the interesting one. My stream streak is at 1 again. Oh, get fucked, I guess, Ray. You'll understand why soon. Because you disrespect my boy. Get excited, everyone. Tomato's starting a new series, watching the first 2 episodes of Zexal, then looping back to episode 1 100 times. I don't... That sounds awful, Grant. So again, I watched every time a new season of Yu-Gi-Oh! Came out, right? Because I was heavily invested for DM, right? I was obsessed with DM as a child. I loved it. I played the card game. I went to tournaments. I spoke to all my friends about Yu-Gi-Oh! I'd, like, buy the toys. I had a dual disc, right? As a kid, I was so all in on DM. Then GX came out, and I was like, this is incredible, right? They're going to a dual school. This is insane. They're focusing on Fusion. Fusion's this really cool mechanic that's kind of been shit the entire way through the card game that I played. And it was really exciting. Absolutely loved it. And then, you know, I got to my mid-teens, and then 5Ds came out, and that was the perfect time for 5Ds to come out, because it had a bit more of a mature storyline, and there was this poverty gap, and there was the rich people from Tops, and the people from Satellite that were just, like, basically living in a scrapyard, and it was all about, like, screwing it to the man and the establishment, and I was, like, perfectly in the right mindset for that, and I absolutely loved it. Then Zexal came out. I watched episode 1. I went, this looks shit. And apparently, I've heard that there's different people have different opinions on it. where some people think early Zexal was peak, and other people think late Zexal is peak. From what I've seen, the characters that get introduced later in Zexal are more interesting. So I'm looking forward to that, basically. But that very first episode, I thought was garbage. Bear in mind, I don't think there was even a duel in the first episode of Zexal. And I think that is a big sin for me. The very first episode should get me hyped to watch more. They did the exact same thing in VRAINS, where the first episode doesn't have a real duel. Like, you see, like, little bits of a duel, and it's like, that's not a real duel, right? When I think back to, like, peak episode 1s, I think Yugi versus Kaiba. Kaiba kidnaps Grandpa. Yugi has to summon Exodia, right? I think Jaden versus Crowler. Crowler summons out the ancient Gigolin. You got Zane and Alexis going, oh, he's using his real deck, and that's his most powerful boss monster. And then Jaden, like, slams down the Flame Wingman, Skyscraper combo, takes him out, right? Like, there are so many, like, fantastic episode 1s. Even Arc 5. Arc 5 also has a fantastic episode 1, because they introduce action duels. Then we have, like, the introduction of pendulum summoning, which at the time was this really weird thing. Like, even the characters in the show didn't know what it was. That made it, like, interesting. It was like a hook. And we got to see, like, Yuya versus the... What was he, like, the ogre guy? The guy played, like, ogres. But, like, again, it was meant to be this, like, insurmountable... This guy's, like a strong duelist compared to the main character. It was just a good episode 1. Just a good episode 1. The Pendulum Ass Pull? Yes. I remember because... So I watched that episode. I was at university when that episode aired. When the very first episode. And I had 3 of my housemates in my room as the Pendulum Summon happened. And they're just like, what the fuck just happened? And I'm like, I have no idea. He did a thing. A pendulum swayed across the screen. His cards transformed. And he won the duel. I could not tell you what just happened. But that in itself made me want to watch the next episode. Right? That was... a really good hook. Like, it got its hooks in me, and it made me want to watch the next one. I love I didn't say anything against Revolver. How do I share a streak on phone? Udius is my boy too. Who is not your boy then? Everyone else. I don't know. I think Hikari's got, like, at least 3 husbandos per show that she watches. So that'll be 3 husbandos per, like, season of Yu-Gi-Oh! As well. They also don't count towards them. The Rush Duel comes out. Yu-Gi-Oh! Becomes BS then. RIP. Hello, Kim Friend, by the way. Hello, welcome. So everyone outside of Yusaku and Revolver. From VRAINS, yes, maybe Spectre. Spectre is so creepy. I like the idea of Spectre, right? Of this, like, very antagonistic, very kind of stalker vibe. I think he's going to be, like, a good foil or a good, like, heel for the show. I couldn't imagine him being my quote-unquote husbando. He looks weird. He looks creepy. Right? At least most Yu-Gi-Oh! Characters in general are kind of pretty boys. I would not say that Spectre comes across like that whatsoever. I think Zexal is good when it doesn't revolve around Yuma. Well, like I said, I think Kaito is amazing. I love Kaito. He's a great character. I'm trying to think of what, like, from what I've seen, most of the Baryons look really cool as well. The issue is, I don't really like Yuma. I don't really like... I like Anna Kaboom, to be fair. I've watched the Anna Kaboom episodes because I really like trains, and I like Anna Kaboom. But she's also, like, kind of insane. But that kind of, like, adds to it, if anything else. Depends on what you are into. You will just wait. Balls. There we go. There's the balls. The mandatory balls. Done with dinner. Now I can my half day off. Ooh, that's nice. Always nice to have a half day off. You haven't seen him having I'm not reading that aloud. He is a sociopath and insane, but he has cons too. I love the way you phrase that. He has cons too. You're amazing. Yeah, exactly. But the thing for me is, right now, I'm interested to see where VRAINS goes. I kind of have, like, an idea of where we're going. Eventually, Yusaku's going to get his memories back, I would assume. We'll have a lot more context for his character. I think that will make him more... Maybe not relatable. Maybe relatable isn't the right word, but, like, we'll empathize with him more. Because right now, we don't really know why he's doing what he's doing, right? We've got kind of a vague gist. We haven't been filled in on the details. Go Rush duels all sucked. Oof. Oof, Toti comes in with the very hot take there, especially in this chat. Very hot take. You want a duel challenge, Ray? I mean, we could throw down. What do you want to play, Ray? Do you want to play speed or do you want to play rush? That's assuming you actually want to play. I will tell you as well, I'm not changing account, so either way you're playing against my speed account. Speed? Okay. I'll go ahead and make a room, I guess. Oh, I did not think we were going to start today with a bloody duel challenge, I'll tell you that much. Casual, room capacity, but we'll just make the capacity huge, right? And then it doesn't matter if I throw the invite thing wherever. Create the room. There you go. There is our room code. We'll swap on over to here. Oh, it should pick it up in a sec. Oh, there it goes. Ah. So we'll get this duel out of the way, and then I will go back to yapping, probably. I mean, so far, my biggest disappointment with VRAINS is, one, the amount of times we have to see the fucking link animation is despicable. Right? It's actually annoying how often they link summon and how many times we have to go back and watch the same thing again. And again. And again. Isn't the challenge best of 3? Yeah, we can make a best of 3, that's fine. I take it back. The Yuga Uamu versus Udius Yuhi was pretty fire. Yes, that was a really good duel. That was a really good duel. I think there are other really good duels as well, though, to be fair. The link animation does get fixed because loads of people complained. Well, understandably, it's annoying. I wanted to redeem a duel 2 for my pride, but no way I'm playing speed. You can play rush against me, but you'll be playing against my rush deck on the speed account. Where code is in the chat, Ray. It's above. Just scroll up slightly. He can play rush on this account. Attack him while he's down. Yeah, my rush account on here is not great. So if you want just a free win to bully me, you can do that. VRAINS, more about revenge, less about friendship, kind of mid. I think a revenge tale is fine, but you just have to make sure there's a good balance, right? So, for example, in DM, I don't think Yugi is a very good character, right? I actually think in DM, Joey is actually like the secret main character. He's like the protagonist. He is the character that starts off at 0 and builds himself up to 100. He is the character that is like the audience surrogate. He is the guy that gets everything explained to him. He feels more like a protagonist than Yugi. And that works really well because Yugi gets to be this like really badass, stoic, like, I'm going to win every single duel. But then you also get the progression of a 0 to hero in Joey, right? And they work off of each other really, really well, right? Really, really well. Range was a cool concept. Still in your room from Monday. Nice. It starts like that, but becomes something much, much more. I won't because now if I lose, I look uncool since it's not your best account. Or just don't lose then, right? That's easy. But I will leave now. Not even secret. I'm trying to work out what the secret was. I lose track very easily. Well, Whistling Bird's in the room. We're just waiting for Ray now. Blasphemy. Hello, CZ. What was blasphemy? What was the blasphemy part? You can pin the code in chat. I know I can pin it, but I shouldn't need to, right? Ray's a grown-ass man. He can work out how to scroll up in a chat. In Sevens, Luke feels like the protagonist. Yes. In a lot of ways, yes. It's a weird dynamic they have in Sevens. Who's in this room at the moment? We got Insane Sociop. I don't know if that's Ray or not. The issue is, Ray is one of those people that changes their in-game name constantly, which makes it very difficult to work out if it's them or not. Everyone except Ray will be in the room. Like, Insane Suship could be Ray. I have no idea. It's obviously one of y'all. The other issue is, a lot of people change their names, like, a lot, which does make it very, like, difficult. Also, a lot of people also play on phone, so they've got to, like, tab out of, like, the stream to then go something else. Insane Sociopath too long. Alright, I'm going to assume that Sociop is Ray then. He says he challenges you, that's probably him. But yeah, but Whistling Bird, you said hi. That could also have just been him, right? Ray is the kind of person that would just jump in, like calling himself like Whistling Bird, and just be like, yeah, this is me, don't worry about it. Luke was the one that got Roman's memories back, while the rest of the cast wanted to leave her so she can be a rock star and forget about Rush. I mean, Luke is like a cool character. I never really got on with Luke, just because, like, I feel like he's very, I don't want to say, like, one-dimensional. Okay, let's go... Misk. We'll go digging. Grab baby. Activate Misk. Summon out Arc. Arc effect. Pop to baby. Grab pill. Baby effect. Summon Overraptor. Overraptor effect. Grab Giant Rex. We'll go ahead and make Linkaribo. We'll use our skill. We'll send Linkaribo, grab baby. Then we'll send Rex to grave. Summon baby. Activate Overraptor. Has to be this baby. Baby effect just gets me any 4. We'll grab Overraptor. Then we will make... Against this deck? I don't think Abyss does, or Dweller does a lot into this. So I think we're just going to go Lagia. I think if we can just stop the fusion spell, that's going to be our, like, primary win con. And we'll go double Evo. Go 1, we go 2. Don't negate our own card. We'll summon out Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. Activate Giant Rex effect. Activate our skill. We'll change this to be level 4. Then what, we just make another Lagia, probably? But I think, again, having 2 spell negates against this deck specifically is going to be really good. Let's see what he's got. Alright. Droplet. 1, 2, 3. So now we can use the skill. The thing is, if I don't die here, I don't know, maybe we do just lose to that. I think he basically needed to open Droplet and did open double Droplet. So I can't negate this because all my cards are negated, so... Activates downtime. I mean, again, I can't interact with any of this. We do have the changeover in the graveyard, so we're going to go full combo. What do I lose here? You get a free search. Am I just dead? I've kind of blown my whole load. This board gets outed, I'm kind of just screwed, right? Because they'll have an Omni as well. Yeah, we'll just get out of this one. Alright. Let's get game 2 going. Hopefully he just won't open the card that hard counters me this time. I think that's the one issue with this deck, is I don't really have any grind game. Like, once the whole combo's kind of beaten through, we don't have anything else beyond that, right? Like, what's my follow-up? It's like, hope I draw... I don't think it matters what I draw, because whatever I draw is going to have an Omni. This hand is awkward. Okay. We could do that, or do that into that. We just use that for that. Means I just don't have Misc. I don't need Misc. Alright, we'll go dig. I think we just grab baby here. We'll go arc. Arc effect. Pop baby. Add this to hand. Baby effect. We grab Overraptor. Overraptor. We grab Rex. Then we link. Maybe I should have done... Nah, I think it always has to be this, right? We'll go DINO Awakening. Let's grab the baby. We always send Rex here. The issue is we don't really have much more beyond this, right? We can go Pill. So this just ends on like 1 Xyz and UCT. Which like isn't bad. But it's also like not crazy. I think, though, we still just make Lagia. I don't think there's a better option. Doing that doesn't do anything, doing that doesn't do anything, so that's it. That's all we got. Alright. I wouldn't have scooped it was winnable if you topped another Misc. No, we don't win if we top a Misc, though, because he just uses the Omni on it. Grabs the downtime. Activates Hospitality. Special summon a Dragon Maid from your hand or graveyard. That's fine. I think we have to save this for the fusion. Because that just mills 3. We don't care about that. Or, yeah, not mill 3. Oh, that one mills 3. This one mills 3. Okay, he's got the Tidying. Summons out Chamber. Grabs Changeover. Activates Changeover. The issue is this isn't once per turn. And he has a free special still as well. I mean, I don't have another option, right? It's this or nothing. So I think we just lose. I think we have just lost this game. I think if I had opened a better hand and we had the double, we could do this. But like, even if I get rid of these, he still has the Tidying, so he can always just get out another body. Even if I flip the card down, it still goes back to his hand as well. Negate then UCT took the issue. He can't search another. Okay, too late. But that doesn't work, Toti. That doesn't work. He has the tidying in graveyard. That doesn't work. Okay. No matter when I use this, it doesn't do what I need it to do. Because even if I flip this down, he responds with the trap card. Hello, Sakadetsu. I mean, yeah, we'll just do this. And he had the droplet anyway. Yeah, we just never had any chance here. We just never had any chance. He just open cracked both games. I mean, what are we supposed to do? I don't think there was physically a way to play through this. Like, literally. I think there literally wasn't a way for us to win this game. I mean, we can just get out of this game, right? There's no point continuing. Alright, that was a waste of time. I literally don't think there was a way for us to win that. I'm pretty sure we just did not have the cards we needed to play through what he had. Have a chance to beat you guys at your own stupid game. Now I have to time out Hikari? I don't have to time out anyone. Let's go back and try and catch up with the chat. Tomato sauce on the stroll. The ban was a joke. That feels so speed. Where's my set 5 pass? Dueling with Hikari's life at stake, just like in the anime. Hikari, it was nice knowing you. Just toggle off. Dragon Maid literally cleaning your field. So kind of like maximum deck. Would it scoop? That was already silly because there was no way we won that game. Go Tomato. Tomato running out of time. And we didn't run out of time. We got nowhere near running out of time. Negate then UCT. Again, that play doesn't work. Also, apparently everything is fine with the plumber. Can I be saved? That's Ray. So I can enjoy the rest of the afternoon. We already said hello to Sakadetsu. Someone can also challenge Tomato to unban you. Can you stop eating your baby, please? No. Back at you. Dragon Maid's too crazy. I don't think Dragon Maid is like a particularly crazy deck. It's like it's a decent deck, but it's not like a particularly like insane deck, right? Have a chance, beat you guys. You have to time it Hikari 5 minutes. Ray being merciful. But I'm a sub and Ray isn't. So yeah, make it 30. You scared to duel me at your own game? I mean, it's one of those things where, looking back at that game, I literally don't think we could have done anything, right? In that game 1, as soon as we got triple dropleted, and then you still had cards to go, we couldn't out-resource you, and we'd already blown our entire load. There was no possible way we win, especially when you can make a Omni and then have a quick effect pop as well. There's just no way to win that. Regardless what people are saying in the chat, there is no way to win that. In that game 2, it was basically... I was at a point where there was nothing I could do, right? As soon as you got lucky and milled the tidying, if I try and flip you down then to stop you from being able to activate changeover, you can just chain tidying, get another body out, and then so it didn't matter anyway. And then after you'd summoned out, after you'd used tidying, there was nothing else I could do after you'd used tidying. After you'd used changeover and gotten out the House Dragon Maid, I was still screwed, because then if I try and UCT, you can just respond by activating the trap, put it back into your hand, do the shuffle, and then you get to pop my guy anyway. So like, I don't think there's anything I could have done in either game. I think it literally came down to you had just better cards like available to you. That was it. Hello, Victor. Welcome, welcome. You could have drawn Misk. I mean, Well, first of all, I couldn't draw Misk. I could have added Misk, but if I added Misk, then I don't get the negate, right? So it comes down to, like, would I rather have Misk or would I rather have Lagia? Because I couldn't get both. Now better drawing. How you doing tomorrow? I mean, I'm doing good. What kind of language is this? If Ray plays 2 changeover, he can change chain downtime to add another changeover. Well, then that's just even more... I had no chance, right? That's just even more of that. Have you tried the Fleur version of Dinos? I don't have all the cards for Fleur. So first off, I haven't... All we've done is basically played about, like, 15 games of Dinos. We have barely scratched, like, testing with this deck so far. But there's the... I have 2 of this. What's the other Fleur card? It's this one. I have 0 of this one. I think you need like 3 level 9 or 3 level 8 spellcasters, I think, to make it work with like a certain attack value. Did you enjoy VRAINS, by the way? Yeah, I enjoyed VRAINS. Again, I'm still waiting for it to like hook me. Like, right now, I feel like it hasn't the only thing that's hooked me is I'm still waiting to see Revolver Duel. That's, like, the thing I'm waiting for. Hi, hello, Dwan. Welcome, welcome. Isn't this Speed Tomato? Doesn't he have, like, all speed cards? I don't have all speed cards. How would I have all speed cards? Do you know how hard it is to collect every speed card? 6. Yeah, so I think we don't have... I mean, what's the exact wording on skill? Oh, we need to be playing a specific character for it. We can hop over and have a look quickly. But yeah, I've never played Fleur, so like I don't really know what the like how to play the skill properly or anything. 6 more spellcasters with 2900 exact attack. Spellcasters. Yeah, so we have 2 Sorcerer, and then we'd have to play Necros of Valkyrus. And even that doesn't get us all the way. No dream tickets for Sage de Fleur. I don't... Well, 1, I don't know if I'd want to use dream tickets on that. And 2, I don't think I have any dream tickets left at the moment. It's a weird one. Part of me... So part of me is just like... I don't... It sucks that, like, Forbidden Droplet can just completely nullify the board that you make. I think that kind of sucks. At the same time, if we didn't have cards like Droplet, making a board like double Lagia plus UCT is, like, not fair. So, like, it's a weird... It feels like it's not fair that you can just throw a card on the field and negate everything I've done, but it's also not fair that I can make a board that has 2 negates and a guy that flips your whole board face down. So, like... It's a bit of a weird situation where I'm like, both ends of the spectrum are both really unfair. And it leads to, like, very unsatisfying games. Or dissatisfying games. Revolution is nigh. What skill? What is that skill? Don't you have normal spellcaster, like the non-effect one? No, we don't have it. I mean, I gotta remember, this is a speed account that we made, like, I don't know, 8 months ago? Maybe less than that, maybe more like 6 months ago. This was an account we made just because we were like, I want to play speed, but I don't want to use my brush gems, right? That was the whole reason behind it. To be honest, if you had done full combo, he needs to send his entire hand for Droplet. Yeah, but we could only do... So we did the whole combo we could do without opening a UCT. So the only way we make that better is if we had opened a UCT, we could summon Overtex as well. And then we get to have 4 monsters on the field. We get 1 Spell Trap Negate, 2 semi-Omni Negates, pretty much Omni Negates. And we get the UCT, which, yeah, would have been 1 more card out of the hand. But because it's specifically Maids as well is a deck that, like, for the most part, doesn't really give a shit about losing a load of cards. Because 1, they get a 3+1 from the skill anyway. And 2, all of their cards basically give them extra cards, right? That's kind of the gimmick of the deck. But I guess it's time for us to go ahead and talk about the top 10 Go Rush. Because that's something I want to do. I want to get that stuff out the way, and then kind of we'll do the whole rest of the stream as just like Dino Ladder. That's probably going to be the plan. So first off, we actually got this, which I was actually kind of surprised about. We had last week's Cloudy City Rush Weekly get uploaded. I just expected this to be lost to the void. But we actually got last week's uploaded, which had Ursus's win, which was cool because I was actually talking to some people today about how it sucked that this never got uploaded because this was, you know, Chemicalized first win. Capture Monsters when? Did I miss it? We were going to do it on Sunday, but we didn't actually get a chance to stream, unfortunately. So it'll just be on Sunday because it's always Sunday. Sundays is the Capsule Monsters. But yeah, I'm happy to see this got like posted here. And then we had this as well, which was just like the actual tournament itself. And look, it's Hikari, guys. Hikari. But we were going to talk about the duels, which I personally think are the top 10 Go Rush duels. So I'm sure some of you probably haven't watched Go Rush, which is a shame because Go Rush is really good. I'm trying to think what are going to be like the best duels. I mean, so for me, quite an obvious one is going to be, what is it? Yuga plus Udius, and they play against the Lug and the Lug. So we'll just do the Lug plus clone. This was a really good one. This was the first time when that guy shows up, and it was a really, really hype moment. Because, like, when the previous protagonist shows up and does a tag tool with the current protagonist, this is, like, amazing, right? This is, like, the most hype you're going to get. So, like, for me, 100%, this is definitely, potentially my top one. That's not necessarily number one, but this is definitely a contender. What were some other ones that I really liked? I think we already spoke about this one a little bit, but the Udius versus, or Udius slash Yuhi versus Yuga slash Yuamu. This was another really good one. I'm trying to remember, like, where was this? So this was... Where was this duel? Yuhi. Wasn't that one? There's the Zuijo one. Good old Alien Soldier, my favorite. It was after this, right? Asaka, Kawaii. Was it after? Yeah, it must have been this one then, right? No, that's Yuhi. Where is that duel? Because this is too far forward. It was like the end of Season 2. Like, where was the end of Season 2 duel? Let's go over here. Let's go check this out. Or just that guy. That guy probably gets there. A duel taken over by Kawaii duel. Duel taken over from Yuhi. That was a good one. That's another one we will talk about. With Yuna Goha slash that guy. Oh yeah, because it was Yuna that starts off that duel. Why can't I think where this episode is? And why is it like just not easily findable, I suppose? That's Sevens. Go Rush. Alright. This is what we want, right? Episode 49. Nope, it's not that one. Was it just against Yuhi? No, it was this. It was episode 100? Was this actually episode 100? Okay, what happens in the next part? I didn't think it was this late into the season. Yeah, okay, it's this one. So this is the duel that I was... Oh, is Udius not in this at all? For some reason, in my mind, I was like, yeah, Udius was in this duel. So this was the, what, Yuhi slash Yuamu versus Yuga. It's the last episode of the first season before the skip. But when you get into seasons, though, Yu-Gi-Oh! Gets a bit weird. Because, like, the first season, like, ends with, like, Udius versus Zuijo or some shit. So this would be, like, episode 100 to 101. When was the Luke duel? That was 39? Was that the entire thing? Where is the Luke? 38, 39. So, like, these two duels, absolutely fantastic. So, the Yuhi Yuamu one, this is when Yuga is trying to become Otis, right? He's got Monster Reborn. He's trying to, like, he's in the spaceship, and they're chasing after him in their spaceship. And then they end up dueling in space. I mean, we have, like, the breakdown, right? Where is it? Is it this one? Ideals clash against each other on the moon. Yuga has something he can't give up on. Yuhi is shouldering the burden on his own. While the intense duel is going on, the plan to revive the Valgarians is also progressing. The forbidden card is activated and a flash of life is unleashed from the duel system. And then he ends up going through the portal, right? I mean, we can go to the next episode. Yuamu decides to side with Yuga, who has been fighting by himself in space for the sake of the children of the future. He's been injured. Yuamu takes up his duel disc and faces off against Udius. So Udius is in this duel. So it starts off as Yuhi versus Yuga and ends up in Udius versus Yuamu. Okay, that's fine then. All right, so we did have it right the first time. I was going to say, I swore that's how it went down. And then I was like, am I getting gaslit by the wiki? Alright, what was another absolutely fantastic episode? So, Udius versus Zuijo. That has to be on here, right? I guess. What was their best duel? Was it the second round or the third round? They're both really good. I want to say I liked round 2 better. So this would have been their first one. This would have been their second. So 49 to 51. So this was the duel where they're like in space. And they're in like giant duel discs. So we go and take a looky look. Every round should be top 10. I mean, we'll see. So this was this duel, right? Where they're all in like their giant spaceships that are giant duel discs. So we had Yuga versus Damamu / Yuhi Udius, or Yuhi Yuamu. And then over here we had Zuijo versus Udius. And this was like an awesome set of duels. Because like more importantly, the actual duel itself was so good. Because they both summon out their like ace monsters and slap so many equips on them. And it's so good. Yuna versus Asaka was good. Cell Obsessor Contact Fusion was unexpected. So I did originally think of that, Toti. And it was originally on my list. But I think I prefer Zion versus Asaka. Which is like, it's a really hard toss-up. I think the duel is better with Zion versus Asaka when it's Space Drago versus the Worms. But emotionally, and like the stakes, the characters involved, I think the Asaka versus Yuna duel was better. But the actual duel itself was a bit crap because it's over in like 4 turns. And it's basically like, I do a thing, I also do a thing, nothing's really happening. And then she just goes, contact fusion, I win. So, like, the actual duel itself wasn't super exciting. Like, the surprise of contact fusion was cool. But that was kind of it. And then, obviously, you know, this duel ends in this. Which was, yeah, peak, right? Peak Yu-Gi-Oh! We got to see the Bluetooth burst. This was the shit I like. Like, just getting the boss monsters, slapping a load of equips on them, I thought was just so cool. Is there an image of Galactica Oblivion, like, covered in equip spells? Because that was so good. Yeah, So is this round 2? This is round 2. This is round 2, right? I believe this is round 2. So round 3 is this one. Hikari's wet dream. But yeah, I think it's a good one. I think it's definitely a good one. What's the next one I want to talk about? Zuijo. Another Zuijo duel. Versus Dark Meister. This duel was fantastic. So let's close some of this for now, because we got way too many tabs open. Close that. We will close that. Right, let's go and grab Zuijo, because it's a Zuijo duel. So Zuijo versus Dark Meister. This duel was amazing. And the reason this duel was amazing... Not Yuamu Odo, that's not helpful. I need to click 109. The reason this episode was so good is because, one, we didn't really know anything about Dark Meister at this point. So this was like a really exciting time. This was like the boss of the Darkmen, who are like the current antagonists. And this was our introduction to Contact Fusion, which, again, obviously that's really hype, right? The very first time we saw Contact Fusion. As well as Zuijo losing, right? Zuijo does not lose, right? Zuijo loses to Udius, or he wins, right? So anyone that takes a game off Zuijo, it's always a fantastic duel, right? So I think 109, we put that in. The duel was fine, but the arc destroyed Zuijo's character, and I'm still salty about that. I think that's fair. I still think the duel itself was awesome, and the episode was, like, really good. Because, especially, we didn't know who Dark Meister was at this stage, so it was so full of, like, mystery, right? And it was just really... It was really interesting. It made me want to watch more, right? I think that's what, like, a good duel should do. It's, like, gets you more heavily invested in what's going on. What's the next one going to be? Oh, another one I really like. That guy versus Phaser. I think we need a Phaser duel on here. I think it's very important we have that. I love how in the shows the characters just straight up cheat mid-duel and the rest are like, a new mechanic. I mean, basically. So it's a weird premise to get into. Because someone in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Universe has to print the cards, right? In the first season, they're like, okay, it's Pegasus. In the second season, they're like, it's kind of Kaiba and Pegasus, like a GX. Then, after that, we get a bit wonky with it. When you get to Arc V, they're like, okay, so like, Reiji basically prints cards, because he just makes a bunch of pendulum cards, right? He's just like, yeah, I've just made cards. But when you have a character that actively duels in the show, and they also are the guy that makes cards, that theoretically he could just do like the 5-year-old thing and just be like, I play the auto win card that only I have, and when I play it, I automatically win the game. And it's like, Yuami made a custom deck and mechanic. Because like, yeah, in Sevens and in Go Rush, they basically say that like, so in Sevens it's the Goha company have like the card printing machine, and in it's in Sevens. In Go Rush, it's like Asana or Asaka like has the ability to make cards, and it's like a really weird argument to get into because like who's balancing these cards? We're just kind of making them, right? Yuma straight up creates cards out of thin air. I mean, again, we haven't watched all of Zexal yet, so we don't really know. But like, it's like in Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens, there is a scene where a meteor comes crashing down towards Yuga. And Yuga sticks his hand with his dual disc in it up to this meteor. And from the meteor, the fusion card goes into his deck. And then, behold, he can now fusion summon. And then they actually have like a... Is that against the rules? And they were like, actually, under subsection B of Article 17, you can completely... It's completely fine, don't worry about it. If a meteor strikes your dual disc and a card enters into your deck, just play on. And it's like, what? It's funny that they address it. Like, they're being so meta about it. In VRAINS, it is funny as well. Yeah, in VRAINS, it's weird. Where they're like, oh, we have like digital decks now, but you can like just 3D print cards. You're watching VRAINS, right? Playmaker's skill is a versus Duel Link skill that creates random cards based on the situation. Yes, it's also a really weird one, because in some ways, it's kind of OP, because he can always get the card he needs. But on the other hand, he could just have a robust extra deck anyway. So it's kind of like he doesn't have a skill. Right? So like, when Go is dueling, he gets to just take 2 monsters from his graveyard and summon them to the field. He just gets like a 3+2, which is like really good. Playmaker effectively doesn't have a skill, because if he just had his whole extra deck ahead of time, he just wouldn't have a skill, right? I don't know if he gets like a better skill later. This is the quote straight from Zexal. The strongest duelist shapes the outcome of his duel. He can create the very card that he draws. Shining Draw. That is a bit weird. But to be fair, again, they do something similar, again, in Sevens, where they use their, like, Gohart ID registration cards, and they just transform them into maximum cards, because reasons. But that guy versus Phaser. So this was here, episode 53. So we'll go ahead and fill that in. This was amazing, right? So first off, it's a Phaser versus Yuga duel. That's already hype, right? Because, I mean, they're both amazing characters. But we get to see maximums for the first time. If I remember correctly, this was the introduction of maximums to Go Rush, which was really, really hype. Go ends up using the best skill, hands down, later in VRAINS. Yeah, that's the, like, anti-skill or something, right? But we also get to see a new fusion from Yuga, which is Seven's Chariot, which is really hype. But seeing Yuga lose is something we're kind of used to. But in Go Rush, Yuga is sort of reimagined as being really fucking good at the game. Oh yeah, Yuga straight up cheated on that Moon duel versus Luke. I mean, don't worry about that. That's fine. But I really like this duel, because this was like we're setting up Phaser as being a threat, right? He's going to summon out the maximum. The maximum's going to have such overwhelming power, and he's going to absolutely dunk on Yuga, right? The thing is, I like Phaser as a character. He doesn't actually have that many good duels. Like, when he duels against Udius, it's their, like, first time dueling. And because of that, it's like a free win. Or, you know, Udius has to win because he's the protagonist against, you know, the finale of the fight. If they had, like, an early duel and then a rematch, I think it would have been better. But because they only have the one duel, like, within this arc, and it's, like, the final duel of the arc, it ends up feeling a little bit like, eh. Phaser the GOAT. Yeah, I think we need a Phaser duel on there, right? I think it's important to have a Phaser duel. Because, like, before... Because this shit, this was weird. Right? Although it's not as weird as this. This shit was really weird. Like, I don't think we needed this. Manabu versus Suijo was really good. Yes. I think the run back as well, when they're trying to escape, was also really good. I think we'll put that on now. Because I was always going to put this on here. Basically, if, like, a badass character ever takes an L, that was a really hype duel, right? Without spoiling almost nothing, because it's basically a filler duel in VRAINS, there's a character that has a skill to manifest any card from the database from outside of the deck, and they use it to get Drowning Mirror Force. That's very funny. I mean, Drowning Mirror Force is a pretty good card. I think there are probably better options. But then again, at the time when it came out, like during the like the VRAINS era, maybe there wasn't. When was the Zuijo versus Maddox? This was episode 131. Another just absolutely fantastic duel. This was like when Zuijo was kind of... He was kind of not enjoying his position, I guess. Manabu versus Fish. I like that duel. I do not think that is a top 10 duel. But, like, this was amazing just because, again, we got to see Manabu doing all of his shit. I believe this is, yeah, he used Maximum Flare Fusion, which means this was also the reveal of him summoning out his Maximum and then fusing his Maximum away, which was really hype. Udius versus Yuhi Otus was good too. We saw every 7's fusion ever printed, plus the first look of the ritual. So I have mixed feelings about that duel, personally. I don't think it was a bad duel. And I think a lot of what happened in it was really cool. But the issue with that duel for me was when we kept getting flashbacks in the middle of the duel, and it was very distracting. Because, like, it's nice to see the flashbacks, especially as, like, you know, a bit of nostalgia. But I feel like they got in the way, and I feel like it would have just been better if they didn't have those flashbacks. But if we remove them, yeah, I think the duel was, like, really good. But I don't know where I put that. I mean, we'll take a look at it, right? We'll go Yuhi Otis versus Udius. Wait, there are maximum fusions. So there is a fusion that needs a maximum to make it. It's not, you know, I think you can summon it without a monster in maximum mode, but then it doesn't get its, like, full effects. It's not super great. Where was it? So Udius versus... Where was it? It must be up here, right? Was it this one? Yeah, it was this one. It's 137. So it's 137 to 139. I think we probably include this one. I mean, again, it was a really good duel, right? It's just like the situation around the duel. I do think Yuhi Otis as well was my favorite Otis out of all the Otises. I don't like the very final duel of the series. In my opinion, it's not even a top 10. It's like, it's too plagued with weird shit, and it ends up making it feel kind of whatever. So the next one I'm probably going to do is, we said about this earlier, Zion versus Asaka. I do think this is a really good duel. This is one of the duels, though, where I really like it because of the duel itself, right? Like, it's good, not necessarily because, like, the emotional stakes were good, but it was good because of the actual cards that were played. And this was the duel where Asaka summons 3 fusion monsters in one turn, and it's sick. Yeah, me neither. The UTS fusion is what carries that duel for me. See, in my opinion, the UTS fusion I thought was actually really weird. I didn't really like it personally. That was one of, like, the negatives for me. But also, Otis's deck, like Usu Otai, his deck was so boring. Like, it's genuinely just boring. Like, his whole combo is I just summon 3 guys that have 10k attack, and that's it. And it's like, neat. You know, could you do something more interesting than that? And it's like, nah, I just do this. Alright, let's go to Asaka quick. I want to go and find the Asaka Zion duel. So it was episode 130. Notice how a lot of these are, like, the latter half of the series as well. But this duel was really cool again, because Zion... So Zion basically owes Yuga Goha, or Yuna. He owes Yuna a favor because Yuna helped him spread his, like, company, like, intergalactically. So, to repay her, he then has to go duel Asaka and try and get Damamu off of her, because Damamu is currently hiding out within Asaka. And obviously the Darkmen need Damamu, right? So Asaka has to, like, protect it, or protect Damamu, which is, like, a really good, like, back and forth. The issue is, these two characters themselves don't have a lot of chemistry. There's not, like, a lot going on. Not like Asaka and Yuna. But in terms of the actual duel itself, I think this is a better duel. What's another one? Oh, Yuhi versus Tremolo. I think I definitely want to have Yuhi versus Tremolo on here. I'm just going to find Tremolo. So, Yuhi versus Tremolo, episode 56, was again a really good duel. Because one, we get to see Tremolo at full power, right? We get to see him actually summon out his maximum, which is always going to be a really cool, like, sight to see. But this is also probably Yuhi's, like, coolest duel. This is where, like, this is like peak Yuhi, where he's, like, going all out. He uses Power Bond. Where is it? It should be down there somewhere. Power Return. Yeah, so he used Power Bond to summon out Killer Stinger. And he tries his best. He comes really close to winning. That duel was a callback to Sevens, where it was Nail versus Asana, and Nail had mixed feelings about working for Goha. There we go then, there we go. How many Velgias are there? A lot. Basically any of... In terms of like the Velgirians, there's what, 8.88 million just in the ship alone. And that's not counting the ones that are like main characters and everything else. In terms of like actual characters, there's what? There's Udius, Zuijo, Dinwiz, whatever his name is. The other guy who's got long hair and has like the really shitty wind deck. There's Doody. It depends if we count stuff like Quaidel, because Quaidel's kind of counts. I think he does count. So it's probably about 6. Yeah, but I think this is like, I think we need a good Yuhi duel, like a really good one, and I think this is like the best Yuhi duel. But it is a loss to Tremolo, and Tremolo doesn't get many Ws, so I think it's good to like also show that one off. I think it was a good one. Ooh, what about Yuhi versus Zuijo? This would have been what, episode 116? So the Dark Meister and her group head to Earth on the stolen Varavelgear. Yuhi has joined her side after figuring out her real motive. He gets into an argument with Zuijo, which leads to a duel between the two. In the heat of the moment, Yuhi blurts out he'll do whatever he takes if he loses. I don't remember this duel that much. I put it on my list, but I don't actually remember this duel. So maybe I won't include that one. How many have we got here? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We only actually need one more duel. I mean, who haven't we showcased? Oh, one that I actually was going to talk about was, I kind of want a Yuna duel on here. But I think Yuna's best duel is kind of a bad duel is the issue. I like Tremolo versus Phaser. Let's take a look. Tremolo versus Phaser. Oh yeah, this is when they're dueling. Isn't this when he's like, he's a table, yeah. He's this. It's when he's stuck as a table. This is where it gets weird though, right? Because there are obviously loads of good duels, but like when I'm trying to make like a top 10 list, I'm like, do we just put the Udius versus Ote on here? Like, you know, Otus. Because like, it wasn't a bad duel, it just was overshadowed by a lot of other better duels, right? Yuna versus Yuamu is probably... she purposely threw lethal just so she could resolve Time Machine. Yeah. It feels bad, though, to not have a Yuna duel on here whatsoever. Like... But then again, it also feels bad... I don't know, do I care about not having an Otus duel? I don't think that matters. We also don't have any Epoch duels, but I don't know if I like any of Epoch's duels, to be honest. Isn't that character the one that made his cards based on his assistants? Yes, kind of. It's a weird one. Yuna versus Yuhi. Yuna versus Yuhi is a really good one. That's when they're all babies. Where is Yuhi? Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Let's close some of these tabs. So Yuhi versus Yuna. Episode 83. Yeah, this is the episode when they're all babies. This episode was genuinely really sad. Like, genuinely really sad. Because this duel ends, and then she gets her, like... Yuna has, like, her dream, like, shattered. Because she thinks that she's, like, married to Yuga. And that they're, like, living together, and they're having, like, a fantastic time, and they have all these children. And then, like, she's, like, built up this, like, fantasy in her head. And then it gets absolutely destroyed. And then she just, like, looks back at like the house that they were living in, and she just like lets out a tear. And it's so sad. It's actually so sad. I had to turn off a few minutes. Did we talk about Quaidel versus Udius? So I don't really like Quaidel versus Udius, to be honest. I mean, let's jump over to it quick, right? There's this. So this was another one of the like season-ending duels. I don't like Quaidel's deck. Like, straight up, I am just not a fan of Quaidel's deck. I think a deck that is just, like, basically a parody deck of everyone else's cards is really boring. I mean, Udius is great, right? Like, nothing bad to say about Udius's deck. I just don't like Quaidel. Like, at all. I can't actually remember the important parts of these duels. Like, I mean, for example, episode 1 of this was 2 turns, right? Like, if we go back again, 1 galaxy, we play. Oh wait, that's forward. No, let's go back. So we see turn 1, turn 2 over the course of an entire episode. Then we see turn 3 and turn 4 over the course of an entire episode. And then we get turn 5 and 6 over the course of an entire. It's 2 turns per episode. Now, I saw that scene out of context and thought. And I found it fascinating. Yeah, it's pretty damn good. It's like shit like this as well. It's like, oh man, he draws Blanc de Blanc. Who gives a shit? Because that's the other issue, right? He fills his deck full of crap. He draws Hydro Cannon Big Bluefin. Like, it's the same reason that if I was making a 7s list, I wouldn't put the final duel where, like, Yuga just chucks everyone's aces into his deck. Because, like, it's just not an interesting duel happening, right? It had I mean, you're not wrong, Hikaru. You're not wrong. But, like, I don't know. He's just playing a pile of cards that doesn't really have a strategy. It's just a bunch of, like, crap, right? He's got Celebro's Magician, Levianite, Bandajo, Stone Machine Gara King, Prime Claw. I don't know. I didn't really like this, to be honest. Like, I don't really like Quaidel as a character. I don't really think he was a good villain. The whole, like, them becoming giant thing was also weird. Like, it had, like, a cool B-plot with everyone, like, inside of the deck. And everyone, like, being, like, in a desk in, like, a classroom with, like, their ace monsters on their shirts. I thought that B-plot was kind of cool. The actual duel itself, I didn't think was very good. But I do think Hello Baby was a good episode. And this had, like, a lot of emotional stakes. So I think I didn't expect to have so many Yuhi duels on here, to be honest, but I think this was probably the best Yuna duel in the series. What episode was it? Was it this one? 83. Now the question is, which of these is the bestest? Which of these is my favorite? This is a really good episode. And a really good duel. But is it better than this? Alright, what are our contenders for, like, absolute best duel? It's not any of these. I think it's these 3. So we're going to bump these down. These 3, I think, are a step above these ones. These are my top 3. Oh, they're all so good as well. Oh, wait, are we missing one? We are. We're missing a very important one. Oh, it's annoying that it's not going to be how I want it. Right, we'll set this up quick. Go. Center. So we had Yuamu / Yuhi versus Udius. So this was it this one? Was it? The issue is this image tells me, like, so little. Dino Castle. Instead, in order to find out the truth behind the mysteries, use challenges that master to do a duel. Blah, 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 blah. I need to, like, find the cards that they play. Is this the one where he uses card exchange? Is this not the duel I think it is? This is the issue, is I don't know... They don't have enough, like, images of the duels. It was this one, I think. 126 to 127. Yes. Yes, this one. This is the one. So this was Udius versus Yuamu, but it gets overtaken by Yuhi. And then Yuhi becomes Otis. So 126, 127. That's a very important episode. So now the question becomes, which one of these is actually the best? It's actually really difficult. It's actually really, really difficult. Let's sort out the music quick. Alright. First things first. Does anyone disagree with any of this list? Anyone that's watched the shows? Does anyone think any of these duels doesn't deserve to be in top 4? Like, is any of these, like, they stand out as being worse than the others? I think this duel is amazing. Like, this is a top tier duel. 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 These are all so good. They're all so good. These are probably the 4 best duels in the show, in my opinion. I don't know if anything tops any of these. But then it gets really hard to pick which one's, like, the best out of them. Oh, they're all so good. They're all so good for different reasons, and that makes it so difficult to compare them. Which one did I like the most? This basically was like the main first fusion duel, as well as it wasn't the actual first fusion duel because we had Neanderstar used fusion first, but this was like the main first fusion duel. As well as we had the protagonist from the previous series come in, which is so cool. We got to fuse the protagonist ace monsters together, which is also incredible. Then this one was all about, like, the whole Otis of it all. Yuga trying to become Otis, everyone trying to stop him. Yuamu siding with Yuga, which then leads to, like, the Dark Meister arc, which is really good. Udius versus Weijo, again. What was, like, the logic behind this? The 49... Scroll back up a little bit. So it was this one. What was actually, like... Zuijo has captured the Bulgarian Supreme Council and declared that he will use rush duels in the war. Udius, who has come to Yuhi's rescue, objects to Zuijo's declaration in order to figure out what the corrupt path is. Yu-Gi-Oh challenges us to a duel. This is back when, like, Udius... this is basically the turning point for Zuijo's character, right? Where he stops being a antagonist and starts becoming, like, one of the lads. They're all really good. They're all actually just really good. I don't know how to rate these against each other. I genuinely don't. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We also have to kick someone off this list as well. One of these has to go. Which one of these is, like, the least interesting? This is amazing. This is staying. This is always staying. That guy versus Phaser, that has to stay. That's the best Phaser duel. Manabu versus Weijo, again, I think that has to stay. That was a really good one, and that's Manabu's, like, best duel. This is also a really good one. This is probably... It's probably the best out of all of them. It's one of these three. One of these three's going. I like this because this was like the turning point for Yuhi, where, like, because Yuhi for the longest time was kind of like the token loser for the show, his deck didn't really have any kind of like strategy or anything. And then this was when he was like, all right, I have Power Bomb. I can make fusions. Like, my deck does interesting things now. But then he lost anyway. Poor Yuhi. Yuhi just always takes so many L's in this series. I think we're probably getting rid of that. I think this is going to be my list. I think this is it. This is how I like it. It's like, it's nothing too outlandish. I think this is basically accurate for the most part. Yeah, alright. I think I'm happy with that. I think I am happy with that. We might, like, tweak this at some point, maybe move them around. But for now, I think we are just going to go and play some speed. I think that is going to be what we're going to do. It's a weird one. I think it's really... It's very obvious what are, like, the best duels from the series, but it's really difficult to, like, rate them against each other. It's really difficult. Alright, well, if this ever loads, we will be jumping into some speed. Alright. So we're going to see what we can get done with the dinos. Now, again, we do just need to make sure we don't draw, like, complete ass. But we'll have to see what happens. Right, looks like we're playing against heroes immediately, so we'll have to see what happens here. We are going first against heroes. I don't know if that's better or worse, to be honest. We probably want to try and get a miss scout for his turn, so he can't... Mind you, is he going to super poly us immediately on his first turn? I think we want to get... I think we need a misc for his turn. But how do we end on a misc is the issue. I think Overraptor and misc are what we really want here. I just don't know, like, the best way to get to that. So I could just use this to search misc. Like, if I just hold that, and then we just try and combo off with the rest of this, we could see where it goes. I could do that. I need Pill really badly. But if I summon this, I then can't get that. Alright, let's go Archosaur. Archosaur effect. We're just going to pop this. We'll grab the Pill. We'll go Linkaribo. I think we still have to do this just to use Pill. You can grab the baby. Then we just, what, send baby to grave? Like, what other option do I have with this? The issue is I then can't get two... Oh, I can still get two dinos. Okay, so we'll go double Evo. Maybe I didn't need to keep that then, if we had the double Evo anyway. Do this plus this. So we know we're summoning that, so we can just summon out Kotal. We'll go the Tyranno. We can activate Dig. This gets us to miss during his turn. That was probably a better way to do this. I just am not, like, fluent with the deck yet. Alright, let's see what he does. Have we already missed the timing? Alright, we can now miss. Oh wait, should I have used this immediately as well? Oh no, it doesn't matter, because he can't use Armed Dragon. Why are you not chain? I mean, we toggled on, and we literally sat there and clicked it as soon as physically possible. I don't know what you're talking about, kid friend. Alright, Great Tornado comes down. I mean, Great Tornado's kind of whatever. Alright, let's see what he's got. Discards Neos. Okay. Still 5 cards in hand. Where are we going with this? Activate Neos Fusion. Fine. Ah, maybe I should have negated that. But as is, this still doesn't do anything, right? Because we're still just unaffected. I don't know if this works. Because I should be unaffected. But it's cards I control, so I don't know if it's... Because it just says cards I control, if it's affecting me. And therefore Misk doesn't protect me or not. End of the main phase. Okay, we'll go Conductor, because we have to. I mean, I have to just pop this, I think. Sure. Actually, this was probably a mistake activating that. Because having an extra card in my hand and knowing I'm not going to draw it sucks. It now turns off the other arch. Well, speak of the devil. I guess it doesn't matter too much, right? Because I'll get the pop and then get a search. Okay, oh, were we just doomed to lose no matter what we did? We'll go Misk. If we go 1 card, I can pop the card in my hand, get a search that does nothing. I think I need 4 cards just to do anything. And then we have to take Overraptor. So we still have it normaled. So we could just normal Baby. What does getting Baby do, though? It just lets me get another card. We don't have dinos in the graveyard anymore to use UCT. There's no point in taking UCT, so we might as well just take this. Well, normal. Why can't we use Overraptor? Level 4 lower dinosaur from the field, destroy it, especially when dinosaurs in a graveyard, because we don't have anything to summon. Right. Okay, I think we were just screwed from the get-go here. I think... I don't really know how to win this matchup going first. Even going second, I think it's a bit rough. But, like, we were tunnel-visioned on trying to get out UCT with Misk, which we did. But then he just super polyed on our turn, and we had no follow-up. So it was like... It didn't matter that we got exactly what we wanted. I don't really know how to play that matchup. And I don't really know how I could have played that better. I'm sure there was a way to, I just don't know what it is. I have no idea how to play against Resonators either. Also, this hand is ass, bro. This is actual ass. Right, I'm gonna go next, because this hand is so bad. We're going second into a deck I don't know how to play against, and we have a completely terrible hand. We're just gonna completely go next. Alright. Okay, so this is going to be what? So this is either Galaxy or Tachyon, I would assume. We're going second. Our hand is... I mean, this is playable, but, like, I hate opening Overtex. He is always, like, stuck in my hand, I swear. Xy's Galaxy, so he's just playing the Galaxy deck. Right, we might as well toggle off. We're not doing that. Treat this card to summon a Galaxy monster from your hand, a graveyard. Okay, so we're just going to bring back Photon Dragon. Goes into Neo Galaxy Eyes. Okay. Doesn't this card just do nothing? We're just attaching material. Isn't this really bad? Also, that's a really bad draw. Okay, we will go dig. We'll grab the baby. Activate Misk. Activate Misk. Bring out Arch. Arch effect. Pop the baby. Grab Pill. Baby effect. Summon Raptor. Question is, what do we actually grab off Raptor? We have, like, everything we want. So, like, this is just kind of icing. I guess we'll take another Misk for next turn. We'll go ahead and summon the boy. Linkuriboh comes down. Activate the skill. Grab this. Then we'll send Rex to the grave. Summon baby. Pop baby. Bring out baby. Baby effect. We just need any 4, so we'll grab out Overraptor. What are we doing with this though? Main monster zone, so we couldn't do that if we wanted to. Could just do Lagia. I don't know if we need that. The alternative is that we just start climbing. Or we could go IP. Then we'll just go to this. Just gonna do this. Summon out Unicorn. I guess I'm discarding this Misk actually. We'll go double Evo Pill. Banish this. Banish this. Okay, apparently it's just that easy sometimes. It's funny how, like, that deck basically just put out a 4500 vanilla, and that was it. And I'm just like, right. But then there are some decks that, like, set up a whole bunch of shit, and it's like, well, how do I play through this? It's so, like, weird how much of a disparity there could be between, like, a good end board and a bad end board. Alright. Denos from Germany. Okay, is this actually going to be Tindangle, or is this going to be... Okay, it's Archive skill. What is this going to be? We still don't know what he's on. I mean... This sounds kind of okay. We have to use this either way because we have to pop the baby. Unfortunately, that means we do get the big evolution pill in the hand, which is kind of whatever. Baby effect is going to summon out Oviraptor. Oviraptor effect is going to grab Giant Rex. We'll go into Linkuriboh. Out he comes. We've already used our normal summon, actually, so... And I guess we're doing this either way, but... I guess we needed that in the graveyard. We could have just linked into a Link 2 instead. Maybe that would have been better. Alright, we'll go double pill. We go 1, we go 2. Summon this bad boy. Activate Rex. We still don't know what we're against, so I think we probably just make Lagia. We'll banish these two. Summon out UTC. And the only other thing we do is change the level, so that's it. Have you seen the Fleur Dino deck? I kept losing to it with regular dinos. I don't have all the cards for Fleur. It's like my current issue with that. Cutting off of this would be really nice. Alright, I am gonna negate this. If this stops him, because like this stops him from getting 2 additional cards, right? Like he might not have Zombie World, and even if he does, we have a negate for it. So this gets him Zombie World, right? Okay. Oh, we're not letting you get that off. Alright, Baby will go into Oviraptor. Oviraptor effect. Probably don't want another Baby, to be honest. We'll grab a Misk. Are there any Worlds news, by the way? No, not yet. Still too early for that. Right, Linkuriboh comes down. So it gets to use this. Okay. Deck to hand. Okay, that's fine. Adds Mazera. And that's it. Okay. So I guess we'll do this. IDP. Okay. Okay, we're fine then. We're fine. Yeah, Zombie World is like super scary. If he like establishes Zombie World, I think we do just lose. But if we go first into it, it is nowhere near as scary. So we can just stop Zombie World from hitting the board. So that's at least something. That's something. Alright. Let's go again. We're slowly... I don't know if we're like learning more about the deck that we're playing, but We're definitely getting more experience, that's for sure. What I need to do, really, is just play against the same decks again and again and again, so I can, like, see where I want to interrupt them. Ghost Tricks, okay. Not the biggest fan of playing against Ghost Tricks, but let's see what they do. Reveal Spectre, gets a free Jiangshi, and gets Renovation straight into the graveyard. Jiangshi gets a Jack Frost to hand. Direct attack, change it to face down defense position. Okay. Straight into Alucard. Goes into Mischief. So what spell trap are we adding? We're adding Mansion. Goes into the Doulahan. We'll go back into Mischief. Grab another spell trap. Grab Scare. This is like so cringe. Yeah, big evolution pillar is really not the draw we want. Okay, we'll go dig. Grab Mist. The issue is I don't know how we beat that many set cards. Like, our deck isn't very good at, like, just popping a bunch of back row. So we'll use Mist. Summon Arch. Arch effect. Pop the baby. Grab the pill. Baby effect. Grab Overraptor. Overraptor effect. I mean, I think we still always grab Rex here, right? Then we just go with our general combo. Archosaur into Linkuriboh. Send this to get this. Send Giant Rex to graveyard. Normal summon baby. Activate Overraptor. Pop the baby. Bring back baby. Baby effect. I think we just grabbed the last Overraptor. The issue now is I kind of need to make... I mean, it depends what we want to go for, right? We could just go Phoenix here. I think we probably do. So we'll go 1, 2... into Phoenix. Phoenix effect. Discard Big Pill. I guess we'll go for this. I'm not really sure what I should be popping against Ghost Tricks is the issue. We'll go double pill. Go 1, 2. I actually think we might just go Crotals, just to have an extra negate. Against all of his back row. Then we'll go Lagia. What's the defense of his Doulahan guy? Oh, he's got Mischief. 2500. I mean, we can still try and lethal through that, right? So now we'll just go to battle. activates Ghost Trick go rounds. This is... Target one face down card you control, changes the face position, Ghost Trick changes the face what opponent's controls. So I don't want that to happen, so we're going to activate Kotals here. Then we activate Scare. And we'll go Lagia. What does Doulahan do from the grave? The issue is he still has Jack Frost. So I don't think we can actually kill this turn either way. Then he still has another... What are all these bloody targets and shit going off? And then we have Break as well. Jesus Christ, I hate this deck, bro. Nah, get me out of here, bro. I do not want to continue playing this. This is so cringe, bro. Come on. Like, what the fuck? That was actually so cringe. I dismantled everything I could, and he's like, don't worry. When my guy goes to the graveyard, 3 effects are going to trigger, and then I'm going to get to add 3 cards to my hand, special summon 2 cards face down defense, and then chain the 2 cards in my hand that will also special summon them. So I'm just like, Jesus Christ. This is why I hate flip decks, bro. They're actually just so cringe. Alright, are we going second? Okay, we're going second into this. This is actually a good hand as well. Okay, I think we should be better here because we can immediately misc and then kind of go from there. Hey, Soda Fizz, welcome on in. Okay, so just 2 sets. Alright, let's go misc. Opponent activated card. I mean, the issue is they didn't activate card, right? I think the issue just comes in the form of when your opponent is playing like something that's really, really cringe and just like infinitely wants to just keep gaining advantage. It's just so like frustrating to play against. Because basically, like, I'm playing a combo deck that basically blows its load and then has no more load to blow. So, like, if they can just outgrind that, there's, like, nothing I can really do about it. The issue is I had everything I could have possibly had to try and deal with it, and it wasn't enough. But again, I'm not, like, the best speed player in the world anyway. Like, I'm quite a mediocre speed player. So, like, there might be, a really obvious thing to, like, deal with it, and I just don't know what it is. But I'm sat there, like, I made 2 spell trap negates and popped another spell trap. The only thing he had left was 1 back row, and then that 1 back row basically on its own basically soloed me. Alright, we'll go Overwrap to Pop Baby. We will go ahead and bring back other Baby. Baby effect. I guess it's got to be Overraptor. Question is, do we just make this now? We probably do. It's got to be you and you. Summon out the Mighty Phoenix. Phoenix effect. Discard Bad Pill. Pop back row. I mean, that's good. Then we go double Evo. We go 1, we go 2. Bring out the boy. Giant Rex effect. Heroes don't really care about the graveyard, do they? So I think we just probably go Dweller. Oh, sorry, we don't go Dweller. We go, just Lagia. think here we'll grab baby as well, because if we're going to pop something, we might as well pop baby. Then we will just go straight to battle. Take a little swing. Take a little swing. Take a little swing. And take a little swing. Okay. Oh, we got something there. We got something there. Expectations for the next box. If we're talking about rush box, it's so hard to gauge rush. Because, like, we're at the point where a load of traps should be coming out. I would also expect, like, Wind Warriors to be coming out. I would expect Wind Psychics to be coming out. We still need a lot of the Sevens fusion stuff. So, like, plants, but then plants without the traps is a little bit awkward. We still haven't got, like, Follow Wind World and the other, like, urine cards. So, like, there's that. I guess we're also at the point where we'd want to be seeing Yuka Goha's, like, baseball deck, like the Utopia cards. Look at this dude playing a character in a series that he's never watched before. We're only playing it because we haven't maxed out Go yet, right? That's the reason. As a tip, you don't need to use your skill to send Linkuriboh going second. Just use it as material for Phoenix. Yeah. So the only, like, response to that, I suppose, is if you do use the skill, send it, and get the baby, you can then summon the baby with the normal, and then get the pop and get another card, which can be better. I guess it depends if you have an Overraptor in hand already, because basically the benefit is that you get out Overraptor. Because we'd already have Overraptor at that point. Yeah, we would already have Overraptor out, so I wouldn't need that. What do we get off of the second baby? The second baby just gets any 4, doesn't it? So it doesn't matter. So I think that would make more sense. I think that does make more sense. Here it activates their Pot of Greed from the graveyard. No, no! But, like, at the same time, I don't... Like, would it be worth having Dweller to stop them from getting a couple draws versus having Lagia to stop interaction? Like, I mean, maybe. Like, I'm not the professional here, right? Hoping Magic Cylinder coming to Rush soon. I really don't want that, personally. Crusader activates from graveyard. Also, Liquid Soldier activates from graveyard. But then the question is, would you make Dweller against heroes? Like, would that be part of your standard end board into heroes? Because a lot of the time I feel like heroes don't need their graveyard, but, like, I haven't played against it enough. I learned the matchup playing against it as, Dragon Maids, right? So, like, I kind of know how to play against heroes when I'm playing Maids. That's about all I know. You should watch VRAINS. It's amazing. So we have started watching VRAINS. We are 7 episodes deep. We're doing weekly watch parties, and we're slowly going to get through VRAINS. So far, VRAINS is okay. I'm still waiting for, like, Revolver to, like, get into the story proper. Like, right now, he's just kind of a shadowy figure that hasn't really done much. But that's what I'm really... That's the hook right now for me. Unless he banishes him with Miracle Fusion. I think the maximum ship is coming. I mean, yeah, we made a video talking about the maximum ship, and that was in our predictions of stuff we think might be coming. Skill for Ride-Across too. I mean, Ride-Across is a cool one. We'd have to... if we get the Ride-Across Fusion, I think that would be really cool. You can Super Polymerization Lagia. What attribute is Lagia? Lagia is fire. That is a good point, actually. But then again, he can super... Oh, wait. No, because you can't super poly water, right? Because they don't have a water hero? Or is it most people don't run the water hero? I keep forgetting about that, to be honest. In the anime, he uses a play with the ship, Ride-Across, and Mirror Innovator. Yes. Yes. Subbed or dubbed? We're watching subbed. You know, I like my subtitles, I like my Japanese voices. Because I usually like the dubs as well, but VRAINS is the only dub I can't stand. I mean, that's fair. What is the background music? Oh, right now, this is Zora's Domain. What did we have before? We try and find out. Maybe we can't without actually going back. This is Zora's Domain. Yeah, hero plays Nova. It's fine. Nova's the fire one, right? Yeah. So, well, I guess against heroes then, we want to make Dweller... Masquerena, but then Mask is just also going to get super poly. This is the issue. Whenever you try and make an end board against heroes, I feel like it's always shit. Like, because that's why in that last time, we tried to just end on UCT with a Misk, which worked okay, but then it got back to our turn, and then he just super polyed during our turn, and we couldn't do anything about it. And it was like, oh. I guess I'm just dead then. The water hero isn't in the game yet. There we go. Thank God. It's so annoying in Edison. Oh, are we talking about Absolute Zero? Is that the only water hero? That's actually so funny. Dweller is definitely optimal against hero. Laggy is just vanilla against hero. I mean, that's fair. But, like, what else would you even make? Because, again, like, in my mind, I was like, UCT is really good against everything they're going to do. And if we can protect it with Misk, that's fantastic. And that did work. But then it came back to our turn. He just super polyed our UCT immediately. And then it was like, well, I don't have any follow-up. Like, I just don't have the cards to, like, build the board again. Alright, let's jump into another game. I think learning the hero matchup is going to be really important, though, because I feel like we're going to play against hero a lot. It's like, I don't know if, like, learning the Ghost Trick matchup is as important, right? I think we'll play against Ghost Trick, but I don't think it's going to come up that often. So, like, learning how to beat hero and, Salad is probably going to be the most useful. Okay, Archive skill. What is this going to be? Tri-Brigade Trigger. This is my first time playing against this skill. I guess we use the normal on Overraptor, either way. Overraptor effect. Probably then just grabs Baby. Then we'll go Misk. Activate Misk. We go 1 into Arch. Arch effect. Pop Baby. Grab Good Pill. What do I actually want of you? I guess we're doing this like a little bit out of order, so I guess we'll just grab like Overraptor here. Oh, maybe I should have grabbed Baby here. Does this make a difference? Potentially. Maybe not. Right, anyway. I can't waste a load of time thinking. We need to go into Link. Get out the Linkaribo. I guess we still do this. Either way. Having a Baby in hand to pop is still useful. We send Giant Rex to grave. Eating that doesn't do anything right now, so we'll just go double Evopel. We'll go 1. We'll go 2. We'll summon out the Kotls. Oh, we haven't got room. Okay, we're down a body. That's pretty bad. We really shouldn't have done that. We would have had one more body, but we wouldn't have had anything else. So it's not the end of the world. It's still pretty bad. But, like, this could have been worse, I guess. We have the card in hand to pop. I guess having an extra body would have actually been really, really good. Because then that gives me the double pop. Whereas now, Overtext has to, like, send itself. Right, Fractal. The issue is, because this is a Link deck, it's going to be really awkward to find a good time to Conductor. Activates the skill. Sends Fractal, adds Nerval. Special summons that. So the only thing I could do is flip it down. There's like no point in doing that, right? Summons out the Shurig. Once again. Why can't I do this on it? It's just special summon that, right? Hey, Duke. Why couldn't I respond to this? Was this like some other effect he's got? Or was it because it was like summoned off the skill? It says it's special summons off of Kit's effect. Did it miss timing? It's not an inherent summon. There's nothing I can do about that. Like I could, the only thing I could have done would be to flip that face down, which means like I guess you couldn't do this. At least not as easy. I don't know, mate. We're just gonna click buttons at this point. I have no idea what we're supposed to do from here. Sure. I think we just have to try and stop him from doing anything at this stage. Do we have any pills left? We do. But I have to go for a pop then. So that can get me into that. I wouldn't have access to this. I think we might actually just take Tyranno. Because this is guaranteed something. Whereas, like, if I don't draw Baby, I'd have to just get rid of whatever I draw. The timer? I mean, I can't do anything about the timer anyway, so... have I made any, like, big mistakes so far, guys? Like, if I have, I need it to be, like, pointed out. Not entirely sure if timing of effects would have allowed it, but if you pop Baby as early as possible, you could have summoned Ovi to search Misk for protection. Yes, that would have been better. So I would have had to... The only time I could have done that would have been on the summon of Kit. So Kit comes down, uses its effect in response... Yeah, I might not have been able to get Ovi out. In that, like, window. That's a really funny draw. It doesn't really help me in any meaningful way. I mean, we just summon this to tackle everything, right? That's it. We don't even need to use the effect. Oh, what effect has he got as a quick effect? System 1 level for negates effects. Okay, you can summon from thingy. Okay, there's nothing we can really do about that. Having this on the field also doesn't do anything. Summoning it doesn't really do anything. I suppose it does. No, because we've already used it once, so I can change the level of a monster. That's all I can do. So we'll just go to battle phase. So now he has a chance to use his Rugal. Rugal effect. That's fine. Now, what does this do? Lose 300 attack for each monster you control. I didn't read that bit. I didn't realize that was going to happen. Oh, he gets his effect as well? Is special summon to your field. Oh. I mean, what else could we have done, though? Like, the only way we win there is if we have Misk, right? Like, we literally need Misk there, or we can't win. Revive and banish with Shurig. Yeah, I mean, I know that now. I mean, that literally was like, if we have Misk, we win. If we don't have Misk, we lose. We could have searched the Misk, right? But then I still need to just top deck the other. So no matter which one I searched, whether I searched the Misk or whether I searched the UCT, we still needed to hard draw the other one. Because there was no way for Misk to get into UCT. We didn't have that line available to us. Okay, Blue Eyes White Dragon. Well, let's dig. Okay, Misk. Summon out the second Arch. Arch effect. Pop the baby. Grab good pill. Summon Overraptor. Overraptor effect. We'll grab Giant. Then... If you'd search Miss, you could banish 4 for Ovi. We could have searched... Did we have 4 in Graveyard? Oh. Well, we've clicked that now. That was because I was in... what have I done? Oh, he's not level 1 anymore. Let's just go next, guys. This is why I can't read chat while I'm playing, because I'll just misclick shit constantly. That was literally just like brain turned off. This is why I can't read chat while I'm playing. It's so hard for me. Tomato plays pretty good for a dedicated Rush player. I genuinely think I play like garbage. Like actual garbage. I'm so bad at speed. There's so many small interactions. I think what it really comes down to is I am the kind of person I need to just play again. And no. You don't apologize, Shari. It's my fault. I shouldn't have been reading chat. But it's just like I just need to play like 100 games and then I get used to it. Right? That's the way my brain works. Like I need to run into the wall again and again and again, and then I learn how to not run into the wall. That's how I learn to play. You play while this happens to most people? I don't know. I think it's one of those other weird things as well, where people that play speed constantly, they kind of get a feel for like what the meta's like. Like, I kind of know what hero does, kind of, right? But I've barely played against Salad, so like I still don't really know what a good Salad end board looks like, which means it can be really hard to like work out where I'm supposed to like interrupt their combo. And then like, there's some little things that you just forget about, right? Like little interactions, like that. For example, I've played Tri-Brigade before. I played it in Master Duel, but it never came up that I would have the end boss monster, the rank 4, and then summon out another guy, because usually I would just use the trap card to summon it. I'm so good at speed, but I don't have good decks. I mean, I have a good deck. I don't know if this is like the best version of this, right? Because I've seen that dinosaurs have been topping a reasonable amount, and most of them are just playing like pure dino. They're not playing like the Fuel version. I haven't tried the Fluor version, right, obviously, but... Hello, Cyclone Valley. Welcome, welcome. Speed is harder to pick up because the text boxes are longer, and the intuitive were nicely formatted rush cards. I think what it is there's so much text, right? And what people tend to do is they skim the card, because you ain't got time to read all of this, like, as you're playing against it. So you tend to skim it a bit more than you actually read it. And that leads to some, like, pretty big issues. Right. Well, we'll just straight up Fossil Dig. So he's got something he can chain. Okay, Misk. Dino Fleur is spicy. Yeah, I haven't really seen it. I'm not a huge, like, Fleur fan in general. Like, I did start trying to collect some of the cards for it, but I was like, there's so many, like, box URs to make it, like, properly. Right, Arch effect. I'm confused as to what he's like. He's got Veiler, so that's just not going to do anything, right? Anyway. We go into Overraptor. Overraptor effect. We kind of have everything else we want. Do I just grab Baby here? It's Baby or Misk. I could grab Misk in case we don't win this turn. Because like having a Misk for his turn is going to be quite important. He's going to Veiler again. Alright, we'll go Linkaribo here. Have I normaled yet? I probably should have grabbed Baby there, to be honest. Oh, it doesn't make any difference. Kinda? Right, we'll activate our skill. We'll send Link to grab Baby. Oh no, it's fine. We're fine either way, aren't we? So this grabs us the Baby. So normal Baby. I mean, nothing's really changed. I guess I could have summoned this, and that would have been better. Because, like, we lost the body, but we replaced the body, but then we would have had another normal. So I think just not using the skill would have been better there, right? I don't think it really matters. So it kind of does in a weird way. We'll get Overraptor out here. I mean, I guess now we'll just go Nightmare Phoenix, right? I suppose this is a point where he could Super Poly me. Okay, so here comes the Super Poly. But this is still, like, completely fine, right? But I was like, yes, we do. Okay, Nova Master comes down. We'll drop the pill. We go 1. Go 2. We'll go into Overtex. Activate Rex. I mean, I can't Super Poly now, so I think we just go Lagia. Because that way we can potentially stop the last card he's got. Even though we literally just spoke about not making Lagia. I think because he's got one back row, and I don't want to just like give up my last guy, I think this is fine. So what? We destroy the card in our hand, and then we just attack over everything. Do I even need to? I need to because of this guy's effect, right? So we just have to do this. We use his effect. We use his effect. And then we win. Okay. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. I think I did. I think I could have played that cleaner. I think there was probably a better way to do that. Like, if I knew for a fact I was going to be discarding for UCT, I should have just searched Baby. Sunrise effect is dead if you attack him first. Okay, okay, that's good then. All I remember is it's like when it battles, you just get to like pop the opponent's guy. That's all I remember from it. I need to like probably read the card again. But it's fine. It's fine. But it is important that we learn. It's very important that we learn. Okay, Omatsu playing an archive skill. Okay, we'll take that. We got tag change. I want to see what deck he was playing with his archive skill there. Playing Ancient Gear. Got all these Chronicles as well. It's a pretty deck. Alright. Let's go again. Let's go again. What I really need to do is just play more speed. Just flat out. Like, I need to just, like... Whenever I get, like, an evening free, I need to just, like, blitz games on this to get used to the deck more. And get used to the meta. There are 2 samurais on the field, then it's a different story. I see. Oh, I really don't like playing against this deck. Necro Valley's kind of cringe. Okay, so we can't use Misk, so I need to get 2 summons. The easiest way to do that is that he summons a non-level 4 monster. And he's not doing that, so... Is there any other way? I summon this, use its effect, get a search. No individual search gets him. If I could just grab Archosaur. No, because that's still just a special. I could discard this. Summon this. Can you only use 1 Misk per turn? Because what I could do is, like, summon, grab Misk, send both Misks to grave. Discard them both to summon out Tyranno. That seems really, really stupid, though. I don't really know what the best option here is. Bloody Floodgate, piece of shit. Again, if he had a face-up monster, this is, like, easy. But he doesn't. Oh, I couldn't summon UCT anyway. You don't play Tretch? No, we don't. And even if we did, we'd have no way to search it. You can't banish from grave, yeah. If I had Baby, I could make a play. I would need Baby or Arch in hand. I don't have either, so I'm just going to summon Overraptor. Chalice. Yeah, get fucked. I'm gonna miss you. Okay. I need this or this. Either way. I'll grab... I need the baby to pop the baby. Like, that has to happen at some point. We'll grab the baby. Because we have this now, so we could do either or. So that should be fine. Then I think we just go battle. Like, straight up. Like, what else are we doing with this? I mean, the flip side is he hasn't got anything, right? But if he just draws, like, scales, I think he just wins. Ah! I mean, we're just dead, right? We're literally just dead. Man, it's so annoying how much... Like, this is just one of those decks that's like the skill does absolutely everything. How does their skill work? Is it better not to attack? During your main phase, from your deck or from your hand face to the position. No, it makes no difference at all, right? Yeah. Bro just literally slapped a floodgate on the board and won. He had used 0 skill. He did 0 interesting things. He just put floodgate on board. Which, the shame is, I can out the floodgate in a lot of different ways. I just couldn't with that hand. I could even out it if he summoned a monster face up. But I couldn't out it. Well, I guess it has to be a non-level 4 to be fair. Wasn't sure it was one of the if only your opponent controls a monster skills. No, so if I have any card on my field, he can use the second part. But like leaving him with a monster when it could just be a level 4, and then like he just auto kills me anyway, right? Alright, we will dig for the baby. We'll go Misk. Activate Misk. The annoying part is that, like, I've played against Necro Valley, I think 3 times in the last, like, 2 days I've been streaming. And every time, I just haven't had the hand to beat it. Even though, again, my deck can beat it. So, like, it's like, oh, why are you just getting this floodgate out when I have one of the few hands that doesn't actually beat the floodgate? Although Zombie World is so much harder for me. I don't know how I really beat Zombie World. Go into Link. Activate the skill. Send the Linkaribo. Grab the baby. Send the Rex. Summon baby. Activate Overraptor. Pop the baby. Bring back the baby. Then we'll grab out another Overraptor. We still have no idea what we're actually against, right? So we're just going to do whatever, I guess. We'll make it laggier. We'll go Pill. We go 1, we go 2. Got to be UTC here. Giant Rex. Activate Dino Awakening. Target the baby. Probably just making another Laggia. Like, without knowing what he's on, I don't really have much of a barometer for what I should make, but like Laggia is just kind of on me. Then I guess we'll dig into Misk, probably for extra protection. We don't get the extra plus off of baby, but... Right, let's see what he's got. We just going to pop a baby? Yeah, I mean, that's what the deck does. I remember even when I ran 3 MST, I couldn't draw it versus Necro Valley. It's always a thing, right? Because the issue I usually find when playing this deck as well is I just don't have good ways to deal with a lot of set cards. If my opponent like sets 3 back row, I'm always just like, I can pop one of these. Yeah, we're just gonna hard stop that. I think stopping the normal is always going to be really good. What does this spell do? Especially sometimes it's from your hand. Okay. Activate startup. Do I stop this? Sure. I feel a lot better about this if he didn't get a free +2. But he hasn't got a normal. He's lost his extender. Like, theoretically, we should be in an okay spot here, right? And then I guess we go straight into Phoenix. Because it has to be 2 different names, so we have to work that out properly. Right, well, I take Misk. That's part 1. How many do we have in graveyard now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I could actually use that and actually special summon this guy out. The only issue is if I do that... I could do that, link those, discard that for the pop. Can't you just attack? Well, he's got 2 back row. What song is this? This is from a Persona game. This is Bayonetta 2 soundtrack. This is Moon River. Playing in Legend is a lot harder than in Platinum. Not many non-meta decks there. The issue is when I'm trying to like learn the meta, if everyone was playing a meta deck, I could learn it a lot quicker, right? Now I'm playing against like this, that, and everything, which makes it a bit more annoying. Now you could maybe summon Crotus the old-fashioned way. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about doing. I think we banish all the cards, summon out whatever. So we like, banish 4, summon out like a 4, link 2 into Phoenix, discarding Archosaur. Then we summon out the Crotals. I think that's going to be the line we want to take. You're protected from everything. I'm only protected from everything during the main phase. And also, you're not technically protected from everything. You're protected from activated effects, which means continuous effects still mess you up. So if he has Crackdown, he still gets to yoink my guy. And I lose my guy. As well as the fact, these 2 are dinosaurs. Dragons even. They're not dinosaurs, which means they're not protected from anything. Okay. So far, so good. We'll go 4 cards. Oh, well, that's actually a bit annoying. So I don't actually want to use you yet, I guess. It's that plus 3. We're going to be putting these cards back into our deck. Yeah, that's probably fine. Now this is a Persona song. Bro is doing a big think. But this is also kind of like the fun part of the game, right? Is like, we're kind of in that learning stage. Where we sort of have an idea of what we're doing, but we're not there yet. Everything's still fun and fresh and exciting. Can't laggy and negate their back row. They're both out of material. Both of them got spent. So summon out Phoenix. Phoenix effect. Discard Arc. Pop this one. Banana. Well, this should at least force something. And then after this we summon Overtex, because we have plenty of banished dinosaurs now. Then we have the Omni that we need, right? Let's just refill our whole deck. Right, Omni. This is a spell trap negate. So now we go to battle. And we swing. And we swing. Yeah, he had 2 plays he tried to make immediately. And we stopped his normal, and then we stopped his spell that tried to get him a special summon. And that ended his turn. Thank you for the follow, Sentinel. And thank you for the follow, Majid. I'm gonna go with Majid. That looks like a Majid. Alright, we go again. We go again. Let's see what we're against this time. Someone from Mexico. A follower goal met. Uh-oh. You gotta be careful about following, because now it's gonna make the loud noises. Here we go. Oh, there it is. Maid's downtime. Okay. I mean, we might be fine, right? We only really get bodied by maids if they have like specific outs, right? Like Droplet. If they don't have Droplet, I think we're gonna be fine. If he has got Droplet, it depends on the other cards that he's got available. Grab the good pill. Use the effect. Summon Ovi. Ovi effect. Grab Rex. The 600th follower. Congratulations. I don't know if you should get a prize or something. I'm pretty sure Twitch should be supplying it. Have you watched the whole Go Rush anime? I got to episode 70 and got bored. Yes, I have watched the entire thing. I really liked it. I can understand not liking it though, because it has emotional stakes, but they are not framed in a particularly interesting way. So I can understand people not getting on with it. It's like, oh, the fate of the universe is at stake. But like they don't treat it like it is a big deal a lot of the time. Whereas like a lot of the older seasons of Yu-Gi-Oh! Are very they're a lot more emotional. Are we just making lag here again? Probably. I don't actually know if I should make Dweller in this matchup. Like, maybe? Dweller would stop one of their cards. It stops the tidying from coming back. Not tidying. It stops changeover. I kind of think we're just gonna do this. I kind of just want to spam out spell trap negates, because the majority of like the scary shit they're gonna do is gonna be spell traps. All right, let's see what he's got. Let's see what he's got. Hello, Hikari. Welcome back. I should get a free rush box. I mean, I don't think Twitch can help me out with that. Not really. I'm gonna immediately just say no to that. I don't want you doing that, so you're not having that one. This have to be dinosaur. Destroy dinosaur type monster in your hand or face up on the field. Yeah, okay. So I have to destroy the Overraptor either way. Grabs the Dragon Maid. Summons this. I'm going to stop this as well. So we still have a spell trap negate. He doesn't have tidying. Okay, yeah. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. It was always going to be really hard for him to chew through that entire thing. If he had access to tidying, that's when it falls apart. Because if he had tidying in the graveyard, I probably wouldn't just shotgun negate everything he's doing. Why this Cyclone guy still alive? A lot of people say the same thing about you, Kim friends. So I personally, I'm welcoming to all, right? We have only ever tried to eliminate bots from this channel. We haven't tried to eliminate real people yet, but I personally, I'm a river to my people. Everyone is welcome. I managed to sit through a whole Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's anime, though. It wasn't as painful. I, personally, think the 7's characters are better. I'm trying to, like... I'm sat here, like, working out if I regret saying that or not. I genuinely think I prefer the characters from 7's to Go Rush. And I think if you vibe with the characters, you vibe with the show more, right? There's nothing worse than when you're watching a show and you don't like the main character, for example. So that's why, at the moment, I don't really like Yusaku / Playmaker. And I'm hoping he's going to grow on me. Because right now, he's kind of just boring. And, like, there's, like, being a badass and being stoic and being cool. And then there's just, like, feeling like you don't have any personality because the writers haven't given you the time to develop yet, right? So we're kind of in this middle ground where I'm like, we're only 7 episodes deep, so we shouldn't have explored his entire life story yet, so we shouldn't have everything. But where I am at the moment, Playmaker's just kind of moody. Playmaker is based, he added links. That's fine. That's fine. As of episode 7, he hasn't done a lot yet, right? That's what I'm saying. Now, what do you think about Bleach Mortar? I find it hilarious. How do you think that archetype should be played? So really, it's a gimmick deck, right? The whole point of that is that it was used in like one episode, just as like a guy to stand in the way of the protagonist just like getting on with the show, right? The plot. Realistically, it's not very good. The boss monster, Clean Beret Colonel Bop, is just straight up bad. I would not recommend playing that card whatsoever. They did see a little bit of play back in the 7's era, because you would see Bleach Mortar see play with Washkatir as like an advantage engine, but it's not good enough now. Like, Duel Links is already way past that point, so those cards are all just kind of bad. That's the way that you should probably look at it. Alright, let's go again. Let's go again. I think the things I need to do is learn what the best end board is against different decks, right? Like, we kind of have a feel for, like, heroes now. We kind of have a feel for salads. I still don't really know what I'm doing against birds. I still don't know what I'm doing against Gemini. I still don't really know what I'm doing against Predaplants. Like, a lot of it is just work out which ones need Dweller, right? That's like, a lot of the hardship. I mean, this hand is good. If this had a UTC in it, it would be fantastic, but this is still, like, good. How do we beat cows as well? I don't know if we can beat the cows. Thinking about VRAINS, thing about VRAINS is that Playmaker behaves like I, while I behaves like a human. Yes. Yes, I get what you mean. He's very, like, emotionless, very cold. And I is, like, the goofy guy who's, like, here to mess around and actually have a personality. You still haven't made IP? I never know... The issue with IP is you have to make it, then you have to have an idea of what you're going to go into, which almost always is going to be Unicorn. But then I have to know what my opponent is going to summon that I need to Unicorn, right? And I don't know what that is against a lot of decks, because I don't know a lot of the other decks' choke points. Which means going into IP has this extra added level of thinking attached to it. Whereas if I just make a negate, I just click negate. Okay, so bro is going to make... is he going to make Perpetua and... Redoer? Or just Redoer? Based on how many bodies we're getting out, because he could have just made Redoer and just called it a day, but he's getting out the third, which makes me think he's going to make Perpetua and Redoer. To beat cows, you need to make 2 Lagias that are milked out of materials. I don't know if I want that. I don't know, so I don't think we milk them out of materials either. Right, Redoer comes down. Choose my game mat. What game mat do you want? Put some pants on. Well, you're going to have to work out what you want. Don't forget, this is the speed account, so there'll be less options. So, Tomato, what are the current meta decks in speed? Hero, Salad, Resonators. Kind of maids. They keep popping up. Birds. Tribirds. Gemini. Predaplant. I probably missed something. Hey, it's Perpetua. Join the stuff. Are we making another guy? Are we really doing that? Whatever you want, just don't be naked. Fair, fair. Hello, Promanicist. Welcome, welcome. Hope you had a fun whatever you went and did. Probably work knowing you. I think those top 3 you mentioned was the strongest. What? The strongest is what? Hero, Salad, probably Predaplants after that? I don't know where, like, Resonators fall into it. I also don't know where Dinos really fall. Like, a Dino's like a tier 2 or a tier 3, or just, like, high rogue. Subterra not mentioned, sad. Hey, I see you, I foresee you. I don't really like Subterra, so I keep forgetting it's a deck. But to be fair, it has been performing. Like, I did... The tournament I watched of Grands, the Grand Prix Empire Accession, like the Grand X Gate tournament, I did see that I think it was 3 topped. Yup, work. I got holiday again after today, so making sure nobody has an excuse to call me whilst I'm off. In my experience, you will get called anyway. It's Dweller. How do I beat Dweller? It's Giant Rex. Can I beat Dweller? Cards are activate in the graveyard, so I can't use Misk's second effect. What else can't I use? Can I not use Baby? Does Baby activate in the graveyard? Right, I need to know. Can you Baby under Dweller, guys? Or is that not allowed? I'm pretty sure you can't. I'm pretty sure Baby will be in the graveyard when it tries to resolve, so it won't work. So how do we play then? I think either way we still Misk. Because I need to stop him from just redoing me in case... Does he have a trap attached to him at the moment, actually? Why does he have my baby? Get off my baby! So we don't have any traps, so I don't know how easily he can do it. Alright. Okay. I think we just activate this just to be safe anyway. We can't activate our skill and get the extra summon of Overraptor, which kind of sucks. I think our normal summon has to just be Overraptor here. Or does it have to be? If we normal summon that and we don't get... okay, we'll go dig again. I don't know if Baby works is the issue. This is the problem I'm having. We'll grab this. If Baby doesn't work under Dweller, then this messes up the whole combo line. It doesn't. It doesn't work. Okay, in which case, summoning this gets me Pill. Pill will still get me the card I need. So I think we still just summon this. We still activate the effect. There's no point in popping Baby, so I could just send Rex. We'll grab Pill here anyway. We'll go into Link. Do they not have the spell negate? I don't know. I mean, either way, there's nothing else I could do, right? The only other play is summon Overraptor, and then I don't have enough dinosaurs in the graveyard to do anything anyway. I mean, we'll just send Baby back. Yeah, so there's nothing we could have done here anyway. The only way... Oh. I mean, Giant Rex doesn't really help us. I need him to not have a non... I need him to have, like, a non-level 4. That's how I, like, get back into this. But there was no way to do it. Yeah, we're just dead. Yeah, we just couldn't play under Dweller, was the issue. Like, he turned off Misk and Baby, and that turns off, like, most of the deck. So the only other thing we could have done was, instead of searching Arch and doing that line, we instead just summoned out Oviraptor, who doesn't get the extra normal, because we can only use the skill to get the extra normal if we can change an opponent to a level 4. We can't change an Xyz to a level 4 because it doesn't have a level, and the other monster he had was a 4, so we can't change it. So the only other thing we could have done is just normaled Ovi, grabbed the Dino, then we could have used Fossil Dig to grab a second Misk, just to throw it into the bin, because I'm pretty sure you can just activate Misk more than once per turn, like the first part of the effect. Then just banish both to summon out the Tyranno that was summoned off of Oviraptor's effect. Assuming that works, that I think would have been the winning line. Because at that point, he doesn't have any cards left. If you target an Xyz, it is, does it not become a monster with a level? No. So, I mean, the easy way to point it out is my skill never lit up, allowing me to target one. Like, that is the easiest way to know that it doesn't work. The only time the skill was live was when we had Linkuriboh out. And that's to use the other part of the skill. Okay, we're going second. We don't know what we're against. This hand's actually pretty good. We have open pill, which is fine because we are playing the other pill. As long as I don't draw the other pill. Now, have you faced Resonator Duelist today? We played against one, but like we opened like trash, so we just scooped immediately because we were like, I can't beat whatever he's going to do. So we haven't, I guess no, we haven't really played against a Resonator yet. I feel like this is going to be very tedious. Thank you for the follow, Comp Boy. So we've got Valkyrie in hand. Banish next from the graveyard, discard this card, negate the attack, end the battle phase. The issue is I don't have any way to negate this, so I just have to now just chew through these. But I've seen Shui play this deck before, and you just loop it again and again and again, right? I don't know, like, what the line is to play against this deck. Like, again, I don't think I can stop Valkyrus, and he's just going to Valkyrus every single turn. So this deck is, like, infinite grind game, and my deck has, like, no grind game. I guess the logic is just, like, slap down as many negates as possible, and then hope. But then he's also got a card that negates effect monsters, right? When a monster effect is activated, you contribute one monster from your hand or field, negate the activation if you do banish this card. Banish that card. I mean, I guess we just do what we can do, right? There's no point in, like, overthinking this. We only have so many plays we can make. Hello, Duke. We've been speaking this whole time, but I'm just gonna get rid of this, mate. We have made a little oopsie already, but just don't worry about it. Again, I was reading chat and just once again not registering what was happening in the game whatsoever. This is a mistake I keep making. So we're going to be one body down. Which I suppose isn't like the end of the world. No, actually, it's really bad. It's really bad. Really, really bad. Just don't end your turn with cards in hand. Okay. Screw it. We're going to go all out. Grab the baby, send the Rex. We've already normaled, so we can't do that anymore. Guess we'll just do pill. Banish this, banish this. Grab out UTC. Rex effect. Rex comes back. I guess we'll just make this. Sure. We'll trust, and we will just not have any cards in our hand. I have no idea why, but I'm just going to trust. We've already used his effect, but I suppose what else are we summoning realistically? How much defense has this guy got? 1,000. So now he discards, negates the attack. Don't just turn the cards in hand because he's going to summon Necros of Trishula. If you do. I see, I see. Well, we've got no cards in our hand, so we can't do that. What does this guy do? Discard this card. Negate the effects of face-up monsters that were special summoned from the extra deck. So that's just a permanent effect. So he's just negating Lygia. Red Bear's effect. Try 2 Necros in your hand or graveyard. You do special something Necros from your deck to the graveyard. Okay. Probably have this on. Deck to your hand. Accept the ritual monster. I'm going to do this. I don't know if this is correct, but I think just getting my negate back for right now is probably a good thing. Because this has turned this back on. I think if I can stop him from ritual summoning, that probably helps me. Add up to 2 Necros. Jesus Christ. Okay. So he adds those 2. Activates Kaleidoscope. So he still has this one. And or Graveyard. Oh, let's just click buttons. He's got 2 spells in hand, but like, I don't fucking know. I don't know where I'm supposed to stop this. This is his shit just does so much shit. I have no idea where I'm supposed to stop it. Because he's like, I'm going to use stuff from my extra deck. Or I'm going to use stuff from my graveyard. Or I'm going to summon from my graveyard. Or I'm going to summon from my hand. Or I'm going to summon from my deck. And I'm like, I don't know. You've got so many different fucking options. I don't know what I'm supposed to stop. I need a fucking PhD to understand this guy's deck. When a monster effect is activated, tribute one card from your hand, negate the activation to banish that card. Okay. Well, this on its own doesn't do anything. Add Clauselers. Then he just grabs this shit back again, so just forever can negate my attacks, forever and ever. It's so annoying. Because I can't do anything about it. Like, unless I can negate the card from his hand, I don't understand what I'm supposed to do. Like how do I win? Right? If I activate my effect, he negates me. If I attack, he negates my attack, and then he just gets to do this shit again next turn. I don't... Like, what is my win condition? Every single turn, he's going to do the exact same thing, and just keep getting that card back to his hand and negate my attack. And get it back to the hand and negate my attack. And put it back in his hand and negate the attack. This just... I have no interest whatsoever in playing this duel. That's just... It's just cringe, bro. It's just cringe. There's nothing I can do if I have no way to negate that card, or if I don't have like a fucking DD Crow or something to banish it. Like, it's so bad. I don't know why they printed that skill to just be like, oh, you can just get a free +2 from the graveyard every turn, and the free +2 forever means you can never be attacked. It's literally like, have a way to interact with the graveyard or just get fucked. And this hand is so ass as well. He's gonna gas out. He has infinite resources, and I'm the one that gasses out. I got nothing. And this hand is so bad, bro. What is this hand? Like, legit, we're just gonna fucking pass. This hand don't do fuck all. He can't get resource loop forever, but he can do it longer than I can have cards to interact with him. That's the issue. And even if he can't, I don't want to be stuck in a 45-minute game where he's just looping indefinitely, waiting for him to run out of cards. Okay, we're just dead. I mean, we opened like a hard brick. Like, our play was like set one monster, lose turn anyway, so I don't think it mattered. I just, genuinely, that fucking Necros deck is so cringe. It's actually so cringe. Like, the skill is so awful. I fucking hate it. I fucking hate it. It's exactly the same problem I had with birds. Birds just sit there, they make fucking Nightingale, and they go, I've got Waboku, you can't kill me. 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 And it's like, this is awful. This isn't fun. This hand is also really bad. I mean, I guess we just go Misk. Like, what else do we fucking do with this hand? Tomato becomes Grand Sweep. I'm not wrong, though. Like, I'm legit not wrong. That literally annoyed you, Tomato? It did. I mean, I'm not going to fucking sit here and lie. Of course it annoyed me. Because it's unfair, right? It was literally have the perfect out or just get fucked. And I hate it when games do that. Oh, we've clicked the wrong button again. Yeah, we're out. That was the exact same thing I did last time. I was reading chat, and then I just clicked the skill instinctively instead of linking. It's just one of those things where when you get a deck like that, it really does feel like the devs just have no fucking idea what they're doing, like, whatsoever. Because the worst part is, it's not even a good deck, right? It's not a tiered deck, right? Which means it's not even very good, but there's just some things in the game that just are so aggravating that it's just like, why is this here? Why is this in the game? Wait, what the fuck am I against? Oh, come on. I don't want to play against this cringe shit. Why are there so many bloody cringe decks in the game right now, man? The meta is in such a cool and interesting place, and yet people are just playing, like, retarded decks, and it's so annoying. It's like, come on, guys. There's so many cool and interesting things we could be doing, and instead it's like, infinite can't attack, negate attack Necros into Subterra, for God's sake. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, baby gets out Ovi. Ovi effect, grabs Giant. Do I even want Giant here? I mean, it's too late now. I probably should have grabbed UCT here. Because we have the Fossil Dig anyway, which meant we had like some flexibility in the line. We use the skill. Send Link. Grab Baby. Send Rex. Summon Baby. Activate Ovi. Send Baby. Bring back Baby. Baby effect. Get out the other Ovi. We still... We're against Subterras, right? So... I don't know how much Subterras use the graveyard. I'm just going to go ahead and make Lagia. Alright, then we go Pill. Get rid of Rex, get rid of Link. No! We have just... That's just 2 misclicks back to back, bro. I don't know if we could have beaten Subterra anyway, but still. Tomato's starting to miss Gaia Matarian. I don't dislike Gaia Matarian. It's just like, it's a bit boring just playing the same thing over and over again as well. I would love to play versus Necros and Legend every game, but I face decks that are 100 times annoying. The thing is, right, some decks can be really annoying, even though they're not good, right? Like, there are some good decks that are fine to play against, and some bad decks that are really frustrating to play against. So our normal has to be on Ovi. Ovi searches Baby. Just negate their field spell or Guru? Yeah, but that's all well and good after I've already clicked to negate my own effect. I really don't think you understand, right, referee. Like, I really feel like you're lagging behind or something. I mean, I guess we just get out another Ovi. We'll go Linkaribo. Use Dino Awakening. Send Link. Grab Baby. Send Rex. Then we probably... I mean, this is probably Ra, right? So I think we probably make Lagia. We go 1, we go 2. No, wait. Means we've already missed... No, because we had to use our normal summon already. This is fine, then. Then we go double Evo. We go Rex. We go Link. We don't negate ourselves. That's the very important part of the plan, is we don't negate ourselves. I think, realistically, negating ourselves is where we went wrong last time. Then we go UTC. And we summon this out. Okay. There we go. That's all fine and dandy. Everything's set up how we need it. Okay. Okay. So if he gets out Immortal Sun God, we probably get cooked. So we have to try and just stop him from getting to that. Are you winning, son? Hello, Mech Lord. Welcome. I mean, we have been in a bit of a downward spiral. We've played against a lot of decks that we just don't really have good outs to. And then we started misclicking because we were tilted. I just don't register misplay since I never misplay. That is the most, like, one guy. That is the most, like, one guy thing of all time. I'm sure everyone misplays, right? People misclick stuff all the time. Maybe you should make an annoying deck. Nah. I only really have fun if I play, like, specific types of decks. Like, I hate floodgates. I despise floodgates. I don't want to play floodgates. I don't want to play against floodgates. I don't want to look at a floodgate. I just don't want floodgates. I don't think floodgates should be in the game. I get that, like, in some ways, floodgates are important because they can, like, keep some things in check. But I think there's good display. There's good floodgates and there's bad floodgates. Bad floodgates are the floodgates which you can't really play around. Like, lingering floodgates effects are really annoying, right? Like, fucking, this little shit. As much as I use this little shit, and it's very important to what my deck's trying to do, Dweller is an asshole card, right? It is a straight-up asshole card, because you can't just get rid of it. It's not... At least with other floodgates, you can, like, draw the out. Dweller is, like, have a response for it the second it hits the board, like, to negate it. Or... It's happening. There's nothing you can do about it, right? Platinum is forgiving since you can't demote. I mean, yeah. Always. Top of the decks with dual links. Subterra is fun to play against. Either you out the board in one turn or you scoop. I think that's the other thing. When you play like a combo deck like this one, I feel like I've only got enough gas in the tank for one big push. And then after that one big push, I kind of don't have much left. Now, to be fair, if you can like special out like an Overtex, maybe you can get resources back. But a lot of the extra deck, like Lagia, like most of my extra deck isn't dinosaurs, right? I mean, what have we got? We got a Sea Serpent, Dragon, Fiend, Cyburst, Fiend, Cyburst. So like none of our actual boss monsters are dinos, which means we can't recover them, right? Like we obviously can recover UCT, but like none of the extra deck bosses. Which means once you've kind of spent your extra deck, that's kind of it for the whole game. I'm glad I'm not the only one who speed ran from speed seems fun to fuck these decks, fuck these girls. The thing is, I really... I wasn't ready for that. I watched... Like I said, I was watching the Grand Prix Accession tournament, and I thought it was really, really fun to watch. I really enjoyed spectating it. There are just some cards that I despise. It's like, I hate Samsara. Like, the... was it the Shiranui trap card? I hate that card because it feels like antithetical to what we're trying to do with Duel Links. And I don't like that my UTC's just gone. That doesn't feel very nice. But I will keep my new Radion. Summon out his own Radion. What does this card even do? I mean, I guess I have to stop this because, like, what else do I do, right? Like, he just goes to battle and attacks over me. Sets back row. Sets back row. And one of these is Book of Moon. Okay. I mean, I could just link, right? I mean, do we just go for this? Probably. We use this, and do I use the Radion here? And we have to hit something. We have a negate still. Okay, let's do this. Let's see where this goes. We'll go into Phoenix. I think we discard Misk, as weird as that is. It's super greedy to discard Misk, but we're going to discard the Misk. There's the Book of Moon. Which kind of sucks. That was like the worst possible outcome. We'll just let this go through. But there's no way we stop that, of all things. Okay, so now he could change something here. He doesn't choose to do anything. We'll flip this back up. We have the Misk Engrave. How many have we got in there? We could do 4 straight up. What does that get me? I mean, this is like sort of lethal. Alright, we do this. We go Misk Effect. We do 4. Because this can't attack directly anyway. We want to make another Lagia, probably. We can summon out Overraptor. Overraptor's effect will go off. Which will also get me to probably just Tyranno here. We overlay into probably just another Lagia. Then what? We could just make, like, UTC. I mean, UTC's fine. Book of Moon. Yeah. Well, I don't need the UTC, right? We can negate that, and then we just win. So I have 2 negates. He's got 2 back row. Pop the baby. Come on out, Misk. Haha. Book of Moon. Everything is fine. Do you play Tyranno Infinity? Everyone keeps asking me if I play Tyranno Infinity, and I can't tell if it's a meme or not. Because isn't Tyranno Infinity just bad? I'm going to Google this quick. Yeah, Tyranno Infinity is just bad. Like, I guess you could, like, meme with it and, like, steal a win occasionally, but, like, it doesn't feel like it's good. Like, I never feel like damage is the thing I'm lacking. I've just realized as well, we've actually gone 12. We have been, like, I don't know if we've been, like, molding, but, like, we have been a little bit tilted, that is for sure. But we tilted over our time limit of the stream. That's the funny thing. You play 1 to summon off baby for a beta? The thing is, again, like, damage has never been the problem, right? Like, almost all the time, we just flip everything down. I don't think I've seen a single topping list as well play Tyranno Infinity. Infinity is win more? I mean, yeah, see, I share Shui's opinion, where it doesn't seem good. Like, there'll be some situations where you get to, like, meme wins out of it. But, like, 99% of the time, I feel like I can empty my opponent's monsters off the field, and then I have enough attack to kill them, right? The issue that I run into, more than anything, is, like, back row. Like, sometimes my opponent will have 3 set cards, and I just can't chew through all 3. And then their, like, last card stops me from doing what I want to do, right? But I don't know. Anti-spiral. I never misplay. Anytime you see me misplaying, it's actually the game bugging. Real. I misplay constantly. That's my issue. I'm just a fucking idiot. That's my biggest problem. One tip I found that helped me never misplay. When you're about to misplay, don't and then make the correct play. See, that's pretty good in, like, in theory, right? But I think when you try to put it into practice, sometimes, like, the brain doesn't keep up. That's always the issue. That's why decks that can't play versus Dweller run Droplet, like Salad, for example. That is always a good option. Like, right now we're playing a 20-card list. Feasibly, I don't think we can beat Dweller in this current iteration of the deck, right? Like, it's so difficult to beat Dweller. There are ways, but, like, it's not remotely easy. Combo mentality is no Mia to make big board and pray they can't break it. What's no Mia? Or MIA? That's why decks can't play the Stellar Droplet, but you have coin flip it back. Do you play China Infinity? Imagine the reason they're not winning is no Infinity. I mean, it's one of those things as well, right? Where so far, I haven't been in a situation where I'd be like, man, Infinity would win me the game here, where otherwise I wouldn't win, right? But, you know, I shouldn't just dismiss it. I should probably, like, test it, but I'm not at the point of knowing what the deck does and doesn't need. Like, right now, I know I lose to Dweller. So, like, I could assess that and be like, okay, Droplet is pretty good here. But then Droplet comes with a heavy card cost, and you don't always end with that many cards in your hand anyway, so Droplet feels like it's kind of all in on, like, just trying to stop Dweller. And then it's like, well, you could still just go run into Dweller and just not open Droplet. No how. Know how to make big board and pray they can't break it. Yes. You've just summed up combo to a T, right? There are some combo decks that can like play the grind game, but I don't think DINO is one of those decks. I could just be mistaken though. Like we've only played like 20 games on Dinos, so like we need to like play more with it really to get a good feel for it, I think. But Chalice is a good one actually. We could play Chalice. It's less versatile, but like simpler, I guess. But that is going to do it for us today. We had like some ups and downs. We had some rocky games, but I think we did learn a lot overall. And I think that is quite important, right? We shouldn't look at it as we had like a rough game of ranked. We should look at it as we improved slightly. Now, again, I still don't know what the heck I'm supposed to do if I ever go up against Necros again. Part of me is just like, I don't have the cards to deal with that really frustrating loop that they do, where they just stop me from attacking forever. But who knows? But that is going to be it for us today. We will be back again on Sunday. And on Sunday, we will be probably playing a bit more ladder, and then we'll be playing some capsule monsters, because we didn't get to play capsule monsters last week, so we'll be playing it next week. But thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.